The final
But
word.
anyway,
The final word. Hey,
sir. Right.
We
All right.
Ooh, how
Cowboy
feeling,
Nation.
man? Cowboy Nation.
Man.
We got a special guest in the building, man.
The final word.
Now the next time he come, he ain't no guest now.
I know. He really
He
ain't,
ain't
no
gonna be
guest
no
right
guest.
now.
Once you been over the house one time, it's yours.
I know, right? You know, because guess ain't the right word, huh? You right.
Let me find out. I gotta go get my own plate.
Yeah, man. Nah, bro. Come open up the refrigerator, big dog.
I got it. It's all good. I'm the type of guest that's gonna write his name on the orange juice.
The
Don't touch
final
my
word.
orange juice.
Right on, big dog. Right on, right on. Yeah, man. So we obviously kicking off free agency. Let's start the show. Oh, see, how you feeling so far
The
about free
final
agency,
word.
big dog?
Oh man, it is what it is,
The
and it's a
final
pattern
word.
of how we need to try to operate. And I'll talk about that when we get started. It's a
Okay.
pattern of how you need to try to operate.
Right on. Right on. You got me curious now, kicking it off like that. So, obviously, Wes, how you feeling so far, man, at the start of this free agency, which really
The
kicks off
final
tomorrow?
word.
The final word.
Man, I feel like listen, man, I was
The
raised.
final
Listen,
word.
man. Christmas wasn't the best
The
for me because
final
I was from the
word.
hood. But all them rich kids on Christmas, when they get to open up their gifts and they feel all giddy, that's how I feel right now. Because I got to get some on franchise day. But man, unless we just gonna find some on purpose to be negative about, oh yeah, baby, it's positive.
Right, man. Say, come on, bro. Exactly. And then obviously, man, nothing but the best, Mr. Law himself, bro. What's your thoughts, real quick, man, before we really kick off the show?
They are doing exactly what need to be done. The Cowboys willing and dealing a little bit. All we said, we want one or two moves
Yeah,
before the draft, and they doing just that.
yeah. Hey, you.
The final
Yeah, so I
word.
can't wait to kick this off, man. So y'all sit back, hang back. We gonna be right back. Come on, let's go.
The final word.
With Wes, with the OC,
The final word.
with Big Game James. Come on, let's go. Hey.
Let's go.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Let's go. All right, let's kick it
The
off.
final word.
Kick off time like a game. Kick off time. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah, I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah, count a check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, now switching sides, now it's about loyalty. switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Too legit.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let's go, man. Run it up, man. Run it up. All right, man. So let's go ahead and start it off. I'm pretty sure you and Law, you and West Coast already talk about this, but obviously this is the big thing that's going on right now. We got Stefan Gilmore. So we go kick it off with you, OC. Because I know they already talked about it. We want to hear from you on this, and then we gonna go around the circle on Gilmore. We gonna look at this at a lot of different angles, though, because I think it's some angles on this. So what's your thoughts on that Gilmore?
Yeah, I think that Gilmore is a really good addition to this team. I think that we're getting into the area where the Cowboys are becoming Alabama-ish in terms of how they dealing with draft picks and dealing with free agency. And what I mean by that is that, baby, they don't rebuild, baby. They reload, baby. They reload. And so they're reloading by adding this important depth to the defensive backfield. And what I was saying backstage is this: there's a model of what you see with certain free agents on money with short-term deals, okay? Shorter-term deals, 3-year deals, right? We saw my guy from Washington sign a 4-year deal. It's really a 3-year, $60 million deal, right? And so when you use a mid to late round draft pick to get somebody that can come in and help you immediately, you're shoring up that defensive backfield. You're also being very responsible about how you restructure some of these contracts, and you putting yourself in position to always be able to strike. So I like what the Cowboys are doing with this move in particular, and from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, man. So let's go around the circle on that, man, because obviously we want to hear from everybody. Let's then also go to West, and then we go finish off with OG Law. What's your thoughts on that? This Gilmore thing, big dog.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay. Man, listen to me, man. My initial thoughts is I'm 100% in agreement with OC. Like, this is a Cowboys identified a problem and they fixed the problem. I like the fact that, like, also, this is, the second corner was a problem that we tried to fix all season. We threw 7 different human beings at one position, and neither one of those guys could stick. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that the Dallas Cowboys didn't, try to, sweep that under the rug. They went after it. Like, the Cowboys are not trying to, they're not trying to, like I said, they're not trying to sweep it up. Like, they're purposely trying to throw something at it. And I like this because I'm tired of if he comes to Dallas, he'll play a little bit better. No, man, go throw some production at it. It's my boy Gilmore. He has production. And it's like, as long as he don't, listen to me, as long as Gilmore plays as good as he played last year, we are majorly upgrading from what we're coming through. And the Cowboys will probably still sign another corner. So, I say it like this. You got to start judging this team. I said this on our show with Law. It's not about the individual player. It's about the room. And did your cornerback room get better? Heck yeah, they got better, bruh.
No doubt. No doubt. So just to echo about what he's saying is that never look at this as an isolated situation, but look at it as a complete unit. Now you got a defensive back. They got understanding and wisdom of the game. Remember, a new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get those corners. And that is what Gilmore is here for, to help Dayron Bland out, to help Izzy out, to help even Trayvon Diggs out. So now we're looking at all of these things. Instead of putting a Band-Aid over a bullet wound, what we're going to do now is getting this man early. We can extract the bullet, sew it up good, put stitches in it, and then put the Band-Aid over it. And that will help this team out faster than what we did last season with what West Coast said, by 6 to 7 guys that try to fill in that voided area. Now we got someone now versus later.
And so this is the thing. You hear a lot of people already, because now he's a Cowboy, he getting that Dallas Cowboy treatment. Y'all know what that is. It's people out there saying he washed. Right? So we already got what it takes to break that down.
Uh-oh.
The OC.
We got that film.
The film breakdown.
That boy's swagging. I heard that. Let's go.
All day. Swagging all day. So this is obviously Gilmore versus Minnesota. So when you get a chance to look at him versus the very best, that tells you if he has it or not. And we can all share in what we see too. This ain't no one-man show. If y'all seeing something, just add to it. But when I look at him, this is him from last year. I don't see no drop off, especially from this game. Now, I've already looked at 3 of his games. Like, this is a great open field tackle right here where he slams Jefferson. Look at Jefferson hold his head. Yeah, he felt that. See, hold on, no, wait. He felt that. Yeah, he felt that. Yeah. So yeah. See, this is what they. Yeah, straight fatality. So that's him at the bottom right corner. Just watching him go against the best. This is he stopped like the receiver and almost picked that off. Boy, if you don't get out of here,
You got fire.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something too, boss. You know what? This film right here, he's going up against the Jeffersons and the number ones, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you, the cool thing about it is, and no disrespect to your film, but this film is not even really usable. You wanna know why, boss?
Why?
You know why?
Why?
I love how you say why.
Yeah, I want to know.
Because he ain't gonna be on number 1 receivers in Dallas, bro. What about this?
That's a good observation.
Wait. Before you go into that point, let's finish the film. I'm gonna go right to you, bro, because that's a damn good point. See, West Coast trying to get us off the field. We trying to go to the field, big dog. You're already making them on West Coast-ish.
Like, listen to me.
West Coast-ish type points.
Think about this. If we're ever playing Minnesota and he's on Jefferson, Stefan Diggs either held out or he's not at the game, because we have our, listen to me, the guy that y'all say that Gilmore isn't anymore, don't trip, because Trayvon Diggs is. Like, Gilmore don't have to be his old self because Diggs is. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. Good point. And see, this is, let me say it a different way for people that's slow in the back, or if you're a Philly hater or a team that's just hating. This is what Wes say, because Wes will say deep stuff, it'll go over your head. The person that's going to take the number 1 receiver is Diggs. So the film that we watching is Gilmore going against the best, but Gilmore is not even going to be going against the best. So that's even better is what Wes is saying.
Even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. Yeah. Great point, bro. Fantastic. All right, let's go back.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that too, just real quick.
Let's go.
He may not even be facing the number 2 receiver.
Ooh.
He may be on your number 3 because you got Bland. You got Bland.
Yeah.
He might be on your number 3 receiver. So this is a great pickup. Go ahead, boss.
Go ahead. I love this. Hey, boss.
This killing. The whole panel is killing. We ain't even got started.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, before you give your final analysis on that, was that the game that the Vikes came all the way back, though? It was up at like 30 points, and then the Vikings came all the way back. Was that game?
I'm not sure. I just was looking at him. I didn't look at the outcome.
Oh, you just paid attention to him, not the overall outcome.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's dive into that film.
All right,
man.
let's get back into this film, though. But see, y'all already start going too deep, so that was dope. Good points by everybody. Back to the film.
Yeah.
All right, so when we break it down, Gilmore, and answer the question, because the one thing that I saw is he was giving up stuff underneath, but I think it was a reason for that, because he was keeping everything under the chains, going up, making a tag, and keeping them at a puntable position. But anywhere else that he was challenged, he was killing. And I'm talking about the best receiver in the game, right? So this is another one where you go see the power of him and his strength, because his strength is actually, in my opinion, underrated. Watch him break on this and dislodge this ball. Bow! Ball gone. Yeah. And stand over him. Man, y'all got.
And he hurt. And he hurt him. He hurt him too. Yeah. You notice that lick. He hurt him too. Every time he hit him, he hurt. He's slow getting up. Look at him. Wait, look at him. Look at him. He's like, oh man, look at you hurt, bro. That means you hurt, bro. That means you about to get up, but you hurt, bro. He hurt you.
Ooh, so it's, this is just keep watching though, because see, he should have made that tackle. That's the only thing that I'm gonna knock him on is that one little tackle. But other than that, anybody that's out there saying that he's washed, man, you just talking, bro. You just talking, bro. And only people that's saying that right here, he had bad eyes. That was honest. He gave that up because of eyes.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. He's giving up stuff underneath only. That's the only thing. And it looked like he was doing it on purpose, some of it. But it would be two things about me breaking him down on this particular. Watch this. Bow!
He hurt again. He hurt again. He hurt again. Hey man, this boy is punishing Jefferson. This boy is punishing this boy. Look at him. He hurt again. Look at him.
Yikes.
I'm hurt. He hurt me.
Yeah. He finna go press now? No, he ain't press. Okay, you off. Okay.
Yeah, he played some good off. That was a bad break.
Bad break.
That was a bad break. But Jefferson also run the best outs in the game. Go ahead, Wes.
Now, I was going to say, man, you're getting a guy that's like 3-4 years removed from the NFL saying that he was the best defensive player in the entire football league.
Right.
There. And then think about this. We got to also remember, if you're an older player and you're still able to play a young man's game, that means you have adapted. Because one thing about as you get older, you identify your flaws way quicker than a young man, because a young man thinks you're going to live forever.
Oh, you see that? Hold on, Wes. Did you see that? Look at him.
Yeah. Climb back on that one.
Ooh, he killing Jefferson. Ooh, and slammed him on his head again. But go ahead, Wes.
So it's like, if you're at this point of his game, I can almost guarantee you can sit down with Gilmore and ask him realistically, what are the things you are not necessarily lacking, but what are your strengths and your weaknesses? And I'm gonna tell you, as a veteran player, been in his position, he'd literally be able to tell you. But I'm gonna tell you something that I love and why I don't even care about when people say, washed or his age. Bro, look at the way he plays. He plays like a young man, bro.
Facts.
He's an older man standing over a man that's probably 5 years his younger man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He plays with some of these guys are just like, if you can maintain your body and you're in the things that you do, I'm not saying injuries won't happen, but that it just doesn't catch up to you like it catches up to everybody. And his career says, for the most part, he's going to be healthy. Everything in life is a gamble. So, I mean, if you're going to take a gamble, this is about as good as you're going to get, man. This is about as good as you're going to get for the gamble. And let's just be real. At the back of our mind, we know that we were not going to go out and buy guaranteed production. That's cost $20 million. We're not going to do that. But for $9 million and you get the expertise, man, like I said, unless you're just trying to be negative today, there's no way you can see this in a negative light. None. There's no way.
So, I want to go around the circle and ask some questions real quick. I'm going to start with you, Law. What does this acquisition mean for Diggs?
Everything. I look at it like, man, when Diggs played against the Colts this past year, he was trying to grab the jersey of Stefan Gilmore. And I look at Gilmore as a guy that can be a professor out there on the field, a guy that can give him some information on how to play certain things and how to preserve his body and how to attack and go aggressively for the ball. So it's always those 1-2 punches. Now, even if it's trade-offs, if it's a dominant wide receiver one that's a little bigger in frame, that Diggs say, hey, Gilmore, why don't you take that since you played against this guy multiple times, and let me take the number two wide receiver on the field. Those things can be great trade-offs, and I just want our corners to be able to have the quarterbacks to think twice before they challenge and try to thread that ball in that area. And we will be able to see that now because of the fact that you got a Trayvon Diggs on one side and as well as a Gilmore on the other side. People not going to just continue to try that, man, and he's going to be able to collect. So that's why it's a benefit for us to have Gilmore on this team.
So what does it mean, OC?
Well, it means three things in my opinion. If you look at Gilmore and you look at his body of work throughout his career, you know, in every profession that I've ever been involved in, whether that be sales, marketing, real estate, business, you know, when you talk to the older people, what you get is you get a real keen sense of the fundamentals. And I think that he's going to bring that in terms of example and even maybe speech to a person like Diggs that at times maybe didn't have the greatest fundamentals. No, he has the talent, but at times will lose his fundamentals. So A, fundamentals. B, a physical style of play for a taller, thinner type defensive back, right? Because he's a taller, leaner type guy, but he's extremely physical. So I think that physicality on a football team is contagious. When you see one person get physical, all of a sudden you want to be more physical.
Facts.
That's just how it is. So he's gonna bring that to him. Number three is something we hadn't said. He's an insurance policy.
Ooh.
Don't sleep on that. He's a great insurance policy against injury. So if any of these boys go down, you got a guy that's capable of playing a number one receiver based on the film we just saw.
Wes.
I can say from a couple standpoints. From a tactical standpoint, I think this allows you now to allow Diggs to actually travel. One thing I'll say like this: I was a cornerback by trade. That's what I did, and I played with this dude named Shane Burrows. Shane Burrows was a dude that had multiple tryouts with the Arizona Cardinals. This dude had multiple tryouts with everybody. This is when we playing semi-pro, and I used to absolutely hate it when he had to travel, because what people don't understand is there's only two corners on the field, right? So if he has to travel, that means technically I have to travel too. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's on one side, that means
you got to go on the other side.
I have to go on the other side. So when you man up, when you say, oh, now Diggs can play that one guy, we really couldn't do that. Diggs was literally, if you guys remember, Diggs was known for locking down a side. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a cornerback, a number two legitimate cornerback, where you can actually go into a game plan and be like, Trayvon Diggs, you're going to be on Jamar Chase 45 snaps. If he in there 50, you're going to be on him 50. And you can have faith in your second corner to line it up, because that's one of the things I think that we really lost when we lost Anthony Brown due to injury. When we lost Anthony Brown due to injury, it basically made Trayvon Diggs stay on one side, because if you travel him with a number two corner that's not that good, all they're going to do is just send him to the opposite side of the play. We're going to send him left, we'll throw right. We'll send him right, we'll throw left. They're just going to do that all game. But now that you have Gilmore, and think about this, theoretically, bro, you could literally go, like, I'm going to tell you, on my mama, man, and my mama's a Cowboy fan.
On my mama.
When the Cowboys play the Eagles, I'm putting Diggs on AJ, I'm putting Gilmore on Smith, and y'all can figure out everything else. That's my game plan. That's my game plan, because I believe my number one can shut your number one down, and I believe my number two, he might catch him slipping on the little, you know what I'm saying, because he still 30, but for the most part, Gilmore gonna hold his own. But man, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's no doubt. So check this out. On another note, just because I want to look at this from all angles. What does it mean for Anthony Brown, Kelvin Joseph, Nashawn Wright, and Jordan Lewis? What does it mean?
Oh, that's easy, boss. You know what that means, boss. You know what that means, boss. You ought to know what that, boss. That means you gotta fight for your life. Okay. Fight for your life, because if you tripping, bro, you ain't get on that field. If you tripping at all, you ain't get on that field. You'll fight for reps. Go ahead.
Hey, OC, you know what it really means? It really means they dropped them all in a proverbial pit with a knife and said the one who walk out alive is the one with the contract. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there it is. There it is.
It's supposed to be. That's what it's
fight for your life, baby. Competition, baby. It's competition. You gotta win, baby. You gotta win for real.
Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all another question too, man, and I really want to hear from everybody. I'm gonna sit back and listen to the show. I ain't gonna even do a lot of talking to the show. I want to listen. Do we potentially have the best secondary in the league right now? And I mean that with Diggs, Bland, and Gilmore. See what? Okay, what we gonna do with Bland? Like for real? Cause see, is Bland gonna be in the slot or is he your number 2?
He's in a slot.
You're number
He's in a
2.
slot.
Oh no! Wait.
I think you're number 2. I think you're number 2 because of the fact that this, and I'm gonna say this, and I've said this before. I'm gonna say this just real quick, and I want to get you guys' feedback too. If Bland takes any of the steps, right, at least 50% of the steps, right, that you had from our number 1 corner Diggs from year 1 to year 2, he's a Pro Bowl cornerback.
Exactly.
He played like a first rounder, man. That's the thing that people not saying. This boy played like a first rounder. Right. So if he takes the progression from year 1 to year 2, this boy is easily a Pro Bowler. He's definitely a number 2. Yeah, you can play him in a slot. I'm not saying you can't do it to mix it up based upon the teams you play and the schemes and who plays in that slot. You absolutely can do that. But man, he's a bona fide number 2, man, in my opinion, for sure. But go ahead, guys.
I want to hear this.
This is what I'll say. I am gonna agree with you. Because in talent, he is the number 2. But I don't believe that the number 2 receiver is more dangerous than the slot receiver for us. Okay. Because what I've seen is teams, we're not a team that tackles well. And so we're not a team that tackles well. What teams usually do is they use the short game run as run game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I'm playing like Washington, and I'm playing like these little teams with these wide receivers that kill us on the inside, yes, in talent, he is my number 2 corner because he's the second best corner on this team by far. But I'm going to put him where he can minimize the most damage on me. And if he can shut down a slot, then that forces these guys. Because, I mean, you got to think, outside routes are easier to defend than slot, man. And to be honest with you, the slot corner in today's NFL is really turning out to be the number 1 corner. Because these dudes, every team can't afford a Jamar Chase. But everybody can afford this little fast little dude from such a Macho state that can just run and do all that crap. So it's like, that's why I say I agree with you because he definitely is the second best corner on this team. But I think these teams that we played, like you basically took my answer, OZ, when you cleaned it up at the end. And it was like the scheme, I think, is going to dictate that to help us best, the second best receiver is probably going to be on the slot. Think about this. Our second best receiver right now is probably going to be in the slot.
Somebody say stop playing Madden, guys. Who you talking to, bro? Who you talking to? Say who you talking about. I want to know who you talking about. Say the name, dog. I want to know who you talking to. But check this out real quick, Law, because I know you want to talk about that. Go ahead, big dog.
Oh, well, inside the slot is a very pivotal area. Like what West Coast was saying, when you cover receivers with two-way goals, you got to be able to make that impact of just disrupting that. And I think that that's what Bland brings to the table. Even if I want to marry that to what the Eagles did last season, they had Slay on one side and Bradbury on the other, and their front was able to create pressure, and those guys was covering pretty well on the outside, which, case in point, they didn't want to throw the ball to the edges, so they try to force the ball inside. And then all of a sudden you see a career out of C.J. Gardner. That could be the same thing again for Dayron Bland, because now you got someone that's going to be able to control the middle of the field with their 4.4 speed, that's not afraid to come down and field. And if a quarterback is trying to rush his throws to the outside area where Gilmore is at and where Diggs is at, they're going to think twice, and they're going to come back to their final read to the middle of the field, and it's Bland season. So I look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. This is going to be a good problem for us, but I go all the way back to Bill Parcells for what he said. If we think we are great at that spot on DB, draft again. Continue to look. So still go on your board BPA and still draft the best player available. And if it's somehow a DB, you still draft there. And on top of that, far as Nashawn, KJ, I think KJ going to find himself on this team because of CJ is on his way out and Brown is gone. And you still need some special teams, because I know Coach Bone's going to be banging on the table. But it's a real short leash for J. Lou, and it's a real short leash for Nashawn Wright. But the only thing is with Anthony Brown, organically, he's not signed with the Cowboys. He's a free agent. So it's already kumbaya for him.
Can I be messy?
Let me circle the block just real quick, boss. And I don't want to interrupt. And with respect to all you guys' football acumen, I like to propose a question. And this is what I've struggled with. And this is really a question on why I think Bland is really the number 2 versus a slot. Because in my opinion, and I want you guys to correct me on this if you feel like I'm wrong. It's fine. I'm open to criticism. I would rather get beat underneath than over the top. And I think that what we saw before the injury of the cat with 9 lives, Brown, we saw schematically a lot of ISOs, and they intentionally ISO'd him. They would trips one way, they would ISO him, and they go attack him with the deep ball. First and second down. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not coming against him. He gave up, a good amount of big plays. So I'm thinking in my mind, I would rather have a young guy that could help neutralize that ISO one-on-one and sacrifice potentially getting beat underneath versus the TD. But that's my opinion. I like feedback.
I mean, if you
let me get downs on that one, then
Yeah. Go ahead, Wes.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you also got to pull Malik Hooker's pull his ass in this conversation too, because some of that getting beat deep. Where the hell was my free safety at? Some of them getting beat deep.
Okay.
That's a whole other conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, right? If a team really, listen to me, if an offensive line, well, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Name me an offensive line that is going to protect a quarterback that is gonna allow you, while Micah Parsons and Sam Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence is rushing after your ass, give you enough time to look at Travon Diggs, say, nah, I can't throw over there. Look at Gilmore, say, nah, I can't throw over there. Look at Bland, oh no, I might get it in there. Bro, that's like 8 seconds. By that time, Micah Parsons will have slammed you on the ground and will have been dancing over your soul. You know what I'm saying? One thing I think a lot of people are also forgetting too is this is probably, like I said in our show earlier today, this is probably the best defensive front that Gilmore's probably played with in a very, very long time. Like, Buckner's a dude, but Buckner's a defensive tackle. He's not bringing in like Micah Parsons off the edge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what this also does is, if my corners can get guys to look off, Gilmore actually might put a couple more sacks in the box too. By just him giving you better coverage.
Cover sack. Yep. And all sacks matters, man. And to my guy OC's point, a lot of teams put their number 1 wide receiver into the slot. So I don't see any problems with that, because even with CeeDee Lamb, he's not going to primarily be on the X or on the outside in this offense. They're going to move him inside. So why not have a guy that's young, that runs a 4.4, that greets physicality like a Bland inside? And I do like that. And if you want to name him number 2, let him be number 2 by name. But by film, it's going to still be Gilmore on the outside, and of course Diggs on the other side on the outside. So all of those things work together, y'all. I promise you, this team is a whole lot better than what it was last season, just by paper name for right now. And I can't wait to put those things together. And like we said, man, we seen 3rd and Brown, we seen 3rd and Deshaun, 3rd down and whoever there, Trayvon Mullen, but let it be 3rd and Gilmore. Shoot, Gilmore gonna make you pay. If you think I'm lying, I know a couple of years ago in 2019 when it was raining, we tried to attempt to throw it to our number 1 wide receiver, and he picked it off.
Right, and so I think we got the best secondary in the league.
Oh, you want to go ahead and say it, huh?
You bring it out.
Are you saying that on paper, or are you saying that on actual tangible evidence right now?
Tangible evidence.
Ooh,
so you're giving the anointing oil? We're bringing out the anointing oil.
Lay my hands on you, heathen. I'm going to lay my hands on you in the name of Jesus and cast that demon out of all you doubters.
No, just pour the Kool-Aid out. That's what I'm asking you.
You don't think I will? I'm drinking all the Kool-Aid on our secondary. Why are you not drinking the Kool-Aid on this?
Hey, can I?
You know I love DBs, but man, God dog, it's March.
Is that really a reach though? Is that really a reach?
It's March. I don't want us to be comfortable right now.
Can I make my case loud? Can I make my case?
Yeah. But let me hit the Kool-Aid just one more time.
One more time, and I'm gonna make my whole case. I'm gonna make my whole case why this is the best secondary in the league. All right,
go ahead.
All right, so we just signed Donovan Wilson. Was he not a Pro Bowler?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So was Curse a real Pro Bowler that didn't get it the year before?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got basically 2 Pro Bowlers just sitting in the back end, right? All right. So we gonna say Malik Hooker. Okay. We gonna be like, right? We gonna say okay. Hey, but we got with Gilmore, like West Coast said, making the point. He gonna be taking the number 2 or number 3. So you got a number 1 corner taking the number 2 or number 3. Is that not a major advantage? Then you got to the OC's points. I'm speaking the OC's words now. What did you say that what did you say that Bland played like?
A first rounder.
So we got basically a first round nickel.
Okay, keep pouring that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm drinking it.
You're drinking it. Okay.
And then on top of that, we got us a corner who done shut down Chase, who done shut down Jefferson. You know what I mean? I know he had missed a couple of tackles in the playoffs, but if we look at him over the span of the season, how can we not, even in good logic, not even drinking Kool-Aid, say that with this move, we not the best?
Because I'm gonna tell you because the same reason why people got mad when LeBron James said he was the best. People listen to me. People don't like that, man.
America what they don't like.
I'm just telling you, people don't like that, man. Like they don't like champions. That's just what they don't like. Like people get mad at the Cowboys because the Cowboys want to win the Super Bowl every year. But hey, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna piss in all your Kool-Aid real quick. Because y'all keep on talking about y'all. Listen to me. How y'all up here talking about the best secondary in the NFL? Listen to me. How good is your secondary if you don't sign Trayvon Diggs and he don't play on that $2 million that everybody swear for and Jesus that he gonna play? Right. Now I'm gonna tell you a little something too. Under the new CBA, the Cowboys the NFL can only fine him $40,000 a day for every missed practice. Well, guess what? There's only 26 days of training camp. That comes up to $1.4 million. That's still lower than $2 million. Trayvon Diggs is not going to play for $2 million. Think about this. The entire cornerback room right now is costing the Dallas Cowboys for 2023, $12.68 million. That's $9.9 million for Gilmore. That's $780,000 for Bland and $2 million for Stefan Diggs. And you guys are talking about they're the best, one of the best DBs in the room. Listen to me. If I'm Diggs, think about this. Gilmore makes $7 million. Listen to me. Gilmore is going to make $7 million than Trayvon Diggs. Why should he play? Why should he play?
Nah, the first tweet I put when they signed him is "Thank you, Dallas, but you still gotta sign Diggs." You know what I mean? Yeah. So I agree with you all the way on that. West.
So I want to know what. Listen to me, because hey, listen, ain't nobody in the world better than that capologist than Boss Cowboy. Hey, listen, but no, Boss invented the word
enumeration.
Enumeration. There you go. I want some of that Boss stank, man. I want to know, what do you guys think is going to happen with Javon Diggs? Because he does not follow the Dallas Cowboys as of right now. And in 2023, if your lady, listen to me, fellas, in 2023, if your lady unfollows you, that means something. That wasn't an accident.
We go pay him.
Well, I think you should pay him before you pay CD Lamb. CD Lamb got the umbrella of the 5th-year option, and the 5th-year option is right at $19 million. So the Cowboys got enough money right now to go ahead and ink in a deal. It should be Diggs first, solidify your defense. I think that this defense, look, let me ask all of y'all on this panel, which one is closer to becoming elite, the defense or the offense?
Defense.
Hey, well, defense wins what?
Championship. So they say.
So let's go ahead, ink him in. Hey, we solidify our secondary. Let's focus in on the defensive front and get a big boy defensive tackle, because I asked this to my guy Wes earlier. The first move the Kansas City Chiefs made was in this offseason was solidify their offensive line.
Right.
And they just lifted up their Lombardi trophy. I think, in my opinion, their second move, and it could be no more than an opinion, could be facts, was solidifying their defensive end and its defensive front. They are making moves on the trenches. You win games down in the trenches. So if the Cowboys are serious about this, let's go ahead and solidify this defense and get a boy down inside on that defensive front, but still go ahead and show up that defensive back with Trayvon Diggs.
I mean, Cowboys just restructure. I mean, listen to me. We all know if you go Google how much money DeMarcus Lawrence is supposed to make this year, you know they're going to do something to his contract.
Right.
My little I think
26 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the number I was thinking too.
Him and Dak, same price, baby.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I think when they restructured D-Law, that's when you're gonna see a dick, because right now they have more money that they can create just by restructuring D-Law, and we know D-Law is not about to pay for no $26 million.
No,
like he's not. But the Cowboys are not gonna do that.
they not. No.
So think about this. You're telling players they don't have money, but we know as
They got
mature
money.
Cowboy fans, they do have an extra money with D-Law's contract.
Go ahead, Osei.
I mean,
Well, this is what you do. This is what you do with Trayvon Diggs. You double your pleasure, you double your fun. You see that Stefan Gilmore number at $9 million, you double it up, baby. You got to bring him back at 18 to 20 per. About a 4-year, $80 million deal to get it done. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. You do what they did with Payne. You give him a 4-year deal with an opt-out after 3 years, guarantee $60 to $65 million of that money, and he's go sign it. That's what he's gonna do, straight up. So that's how you deal with that. That's what you need to do.
The OC.
There's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
And you know what and can I add one caveat? I like that word. You know what? One caveat you add to it? You call the contract an extension. So guess what? The contract won't even start till next year. I would make make it an extension. So guess what? Diggs would then sign the contract. You give him like a $15 million signing bonus, and he still plays for 2023 for $2 million. Now I know that went over a bunch of people's head. You guys stay with the final word. They'll break it down in a couple weeks. But literally, the Cowboys could still they could still make it an extension. You know how when you at somebody else's church and they say something like, "Your pastor he'll explain it to you when you get home." You know what I'm saying? But the Cowboys can literally take the deal. They could give Trevon Diggs a deal right now, the exact deal that you just said. The OC, that was perfect. He's going to be a top 5 corner. You make the deal an extension that starts in 2024. So guess what? You give him the $15 million signing bonus. He doesn't give a damn because his bank account don't know the difference. And then guess what? He gets $2 million as his actual roster to be on the roster. And there you go. He just made the same $17, $18 million, but you only got to pay for 2.
I'm gonna flip the script on y'all real quick. Y'all ready? So we looking at the contracts that's coming in so far. Sometimes it helps when you can see it from a big picture. What does it say before free agency even officially started that we got a contract with Stefan Gilmore, we got a contract with LVE on the way, go be signed by tomorrow, and we got a contract with Donovan Wilson? What does that say? I'm gonna start with you, Wes. What is that saying?
I don't want to start no drama, but a couple of the homies on Twitter that got blue checks verified said that the Dallas Cowboys hadn't talked to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So then 2 days later, the Cowboys got damn near 5 contracts. I'm like, damn, are the Cowboys feeding bad information and good information at the same
Yes,
time?
they are.
Because I'm like, listen to me. I'm like, how did because listen to me. I'm not going to name no names. I ain't start no drama. But if you watch their video, and I see a couple of y'all, because I was in that live with you when he said it. When he said that the Cowboys hadn't talked to anybody, and then the very next day they signed 5 people, I'm like,
they lying to you, dog.
Yeah,
Somebody get lied to you, dog.
Because it's impossible that they did these types of deals.
Stop carrying that water. Stop carrying the water.
Oh, wait.
Like,
I said it. Yes, I'm not taking it back.
Wait, be nice.
I'm just saying, stop carrying that water. That's all. Go ahead.
for real.
Go ahead, boss.
No. Go ahead. Yeah, no, you good points though.
Fired.
But I mean, the Cowboys got caught up in a lie. I mean, if you want to admit it, the Cowboys they did get caught up in a lie. They were putting out
all right, so they lied. So what does it say? What do you see because free agency ain't even started, Wes.
They lied on that too.
And we got all right, so I'm gonna tell you what I see. I see a focus on the defense. I see Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn on the same page to where the strength of this team is the defense. And even before free agency started, we are showing it by signing these dudes. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what I see.
And letting the offensive guys go, like the guard, the
yes,
wide receiver.
Yes, Law.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
No, you're not, man. This is what we can see with our eyes. I was talking about it like this: who get a chance to play with the toys? And right now, Dan Quinn getting his toys. I think that Dan Quinn footprint is a bigger footprint than Mike McCarthy so far, because in his 2 years that he was here, we seen the fingerprints of Dan Quinn, right? It was hard to find Mike McCarthy's fingerprints on his offense and on his team in general, but we seen some things that was good. Last season, we didn't have back-to-back losses. We didn't have things that we are accustomed to seeing. When the starting quarterback goes down, that means the team goes down outside of 2016, right? So we're now seeing things that's changing a little bit with the Cowboys organization. Yeah. So maybe this could be an offensive, very much led team in the draft. It could be the first 3 picks offense. I'm quite sure that when you was all big eyes and googly eyes on that offensive line last week, and I was sitting there like, man, I F them offensive linemen, but I might have to sit back and learn from you guys. But when you was talking about that made me think that, hey, with these first 2 picks, it's going to be somewhere along the way of offense. What's your saying too?
Shit.
Hey, shout out one-handed bandit with the super chat. He trying to remind you. Hey, boss, he got you. Hey, we got you though, one-handed bandit.
Hey, let me go ahead and get to it, man, because I see it. Let me go ahead and get to it. It's a little bit harder when we got all these people on the panel, but we gonna still get to y'all money.
Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Patrick No C Water just tweeted that Lou is not in a boot, scooter, or no limp. He should be good for camp.
For somebody's camp, though. Good for him. Good for him.
Wait. I say the same thing. But going around the circle,
good for him.
OC, what's your thoughts on just the pattern that we seeing? And this is obviously before the official start of free agency, which is tomorrow. What's your thoughts on the pattern that we seeing so far?
Well, I think that if I think back to Mike McCarthy and what he did with his roster back in Green Bay in his championship heyday, he always had a strong bottom half of the roster. And that's what I think he's doing here. I think that he's making sure that he has strength and depth at all positions. And I do think that you're right, Boss Cowboy. You are going to see some offensive moves. You are going to see an offensive lineman get drafted in the first 2 rounds by the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion. And you're bringing back the players that they trust, right? And proud of LVE, too, if he actually gets the ink, because LVE played his way into a new contract. He played his way. And I respect the man for that, because I've been hard on LVE, but I want to salute him and give him his flowers because he played his way. Now, we know that it's not a max or a big deal because Stephen Jones said it depends on the number. So we know it's a very responsible contract, right? But however, he's getting the players back that he feels that make him feel good about running his system and that have performed. And so those are all good signs that it is going to be Mike McCarthy's turn, to Law's point, here very, very shortly. It's going to be Big Mike's turn to do his thing.
And did you speak on that, Law? Because I know you had some comments, but did you spoke on the specifics of what it means or what you seeing? What's the signals that you seeing from even before free agency officially starts? What's the signals that you seeing?
For right now, the market for Schultz, if he's a free on the market, There's not a lot of people beating down the door for him. There's not a lot of people beating down the door for the backup quarterback. So I'm looking at it like this: they are squeezing those guys down, and they are playing with fire too with Terrence Steele because they got a second-round draft pick tender on him, and they leaving him out there on the streets uncovered. So the Cowboys are willing to allow Mike McCarthy to probably eat in this draft that's coming around the corner, because there's no way that I'm gonna go out here and allow my people to be uncovered like this. So it's about to be some shaking and moving on Mike McCarthy's side on the offense, from what I can see. But tampering is over with. Now you can really talk to the people legally tomorrow. So we'll see how things shake out tomorrow. It's gonna be some good news tomorrow.
West Coast.
Man,
I was finna flip the script a little bit.
Can I say these two little points?
Absolutely. Please do.
My first point is this. There was no reason for Jerry Jones to even bring up Dak Prescott's name last week. I think we can all admit that he was lying when he said that, it's really hard to, divvy up the pie when you have one player that's taking up so much of the pie. Dak stopped so much. Like, you literally, Jerry Jones took a shot at his quarterback, ran his quarterbacks, his approval rating through the nation for no reason, bruh.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I like how you said that he ran his approval rating. That was real, dog.
Bro, listen, a quarterback is almost like the president, bro. A quarterback is
that's real. That's so real.
Like, you're only doing as good as the people's opinion of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be doing great, but if the opinion is you suck, then what is your approval rate?
Yeah, you suck. Based on what their opinion is of you, you suck because he was dragged through the mud. But continue. This is good.
But yeah, you literally dragged your quarterback's his approval rate through the mud for no reason, because you could have just said that, hey, man, because of Dak and him being such a willing player, such a team player, we're going to restructure him and he's going to help us get some folks. But instead, he said Dak's the reason why we can't. You know what I'm saying? That's weird to me.
I will, and you go feel me on this, defend Jerry just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Please, nobody shoot me for this. See, if in the starter free agency, I would give him a pass for pretending to be cheap.
You got to pretend to be broke.
Right, you feel what I'm saying? Because you getting ready to pay a lot of players. I knew you would feel me. I knew you would feel me when I said that too, Wes. I knew you would feel me, dog. I knew you would feel me now. So, but that's just a little bit of a defense. That's a little bit of a defense. Just tiny though. Please, nobody shoot. Everybody be cool. Yeah,
I ain't gonna shoot, but I do want to comment. I do want to comment.
Here we go.
I mean, listen, guys, listen, just boss. I mean, listen, and I feel you on the gamesmanship, but I mean, it's levels to the game, right? And we all know there's levels to the game. Right? It's levels. It's levels. So it's only so many $1 billion stadiums you can build or be a part of, and then pretend that you're broke. It's only so much money you can restructure and pretend like you don't have money underneath the cap. It's only so many contract negotiations that you can have with a variety of agents, high-powered agents that get paid to get their players money and act like that their agent has no knowledge. No knowledge. They're complete imbeciles. They're idiots. They're stupid. They're uninformed. They have no idea how much money that you have available to sign their player. Come on now. Man, stop the cap. Stop the literally. No pun intended. Stop the cap. That means, you got to stop at some point.
Stop the cap. All right, cool.
Hey, I like. No. Hey, it's something about this dude in his car. It's something about this dude in his car right here with the light skinned dude. It's something about I love you. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that went over your head.
But let me talk about this right quick. In 2010, we going all the way back to the Green Bay Packers in 2010. They won the Super Bowl that year. And the defense that year was more known than the offense, believe it or not. They had about 4 guys that made it to Pro Bowl on the defensive side. Who remember the 2 lockdown corners they had? They had Tremaine Williams. Y'all remember Tremont Williams? Remember him? Pro Bowl. Charles Woodson, you remember him? Pro Bowl.
Pro
And
Bowl.
then they had Nick Collins, right? He made the Pro Bowl that year. And those are all in the secondary. But what if I told you Clay Matthews that season had 14 sacks, right? And then they had big boys down inside, B.J. Raji and Cullen Jenkins. A lot of people probably don't remember those two big boys, but if you go Google it right quick, B.J. Raji, real big boy. The only person that made it to the Pro Bowl on the offensive side was Greg Jennings, and as well as Chad Clifton. Everyone else was like ancillary pieces. Why am I saying this? Is that was Mike McCarthy's team. That was a team that made it to the playoffs 10-6. Can the Cowboys figure out ways to let this defense be the driving pace for this team? And remember what Mike McCarthy said in the presser. I'm not looking to be the number one offense. I'm not looking to be the top creme de la creme offense.
Yeah, he won't
I'm looking for it to be a complete team.
Yeah.
And the best way you can do that is stifle the defense, make the defense really good, and then just control the ball with your offense.
All right, so I'm gonna flip it. Did you have something else on that, OC? Because I want to
No,
flip it to
you good.
Okay, here we go. So I want to flip it to Donovan Wilson. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think he was gonna come back. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think he was gonna come back. So, like, what does it say for the Dallas Cowboys to sign him? Like, what does it say about him, and what does it say? Period. I'm gonna start with you, Lofton.
The signing means everything.
And elaborate
the dude
because I'm trying to get big game James in here.
Yeah, the man had 5 sacks last season, and on top of that, he had right around 2 intentional groundings. That put you really at 7 sacks, and he led the team in tackles with 101. That ain't nothing to sneeze at.
No.
And when you was looking for someone to make that big hit to change the outcome of the game, you saw this dude that wore number 6 out there. So he was that guy. Think about this. We probably lose to the Texans if he don't force that fumble, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what he brings to the table. And I like his skill set. Hey, he did have, if you want to look at a draw on his play or a flaw in his play, you can say sometimes he's over aggressive. He had 16 missed tackles. You can look at that. But outside of that, the 1 INT he had and all what he brought to the table, remarkable. 3 years with this dude, that's everything for $24 million. Shoot, we got him at a discount.
Yeah, man. And real quick, Big, he came in. I think he was having a little bit of technical difficulty because I see a lot of people asking for Big. Big is here. We're just trying to get it to work, man. I don't know what's going on, but we gonna get him on in here. All right, what's your thoughts on Donovan Wilson, Wes?
My first initial thoughts is this: when it comes to the contract negotiations, the Cowboys have some huge contract negotiations, and with the Cowboys, I'm gonna just say it. When you can't screw everybody, all right? Like you gotta have somebody that you can be like, yeah, you see this guy, he did it our way, we took care of him, and look where he's at now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need a guy because we're about to go through that next wave of like contract, and these new guys, man. Micah Parsons is not gonna go quietly if he doesn't get what he wants, bruh. Like Diggs, these guys are not going to go quietly. So you need someone in your system who you feel has done it your way and then reward them so that these guys can kind of like have something to shoot for. So I like it from that aspect. Also, when I look at Donovan Wilson, he's a safety playing linebacker. So it has to be expected that he's going to miss tackles. Like linebackers miss tackles. And he's not even a linebacker. He's undersized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you also got to think like this. He's undersized for his position, and he's excelling in that position. So you got to like pay for that uptick. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is just a really good look for the Dallas Cowboys. And also, I think this is a good segue for them to kind of give an olive branch to the fan base too, because a lot of times, man, we be thinking the Cowboys like, boss, I know you say your voice matters, but the Cowboys be showing us all the time that our voice don't matter. But guess what? Donovan Wilson, when we saw him signed, for everybody that's been pushing him and been, saying that, man, this dude gets turnovers, play him, like it felt like we all won. Like it literally, I talked to his mom this morning, man, and like just hearing that, man, the jubilation, like I said, man, it just literally, when Donovan Wilson got signed, it literally felt like the hood won. Like we all won. Like I felt good, man. It made me feel good to get him get signed, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, I think Donovan Wilson, he's a dude, man, that is just a tone setter. You know, Micah Parsons inspires the team with sacks, man. He gets people going when he makes plays, but Donovan Wilson really sets the physicality tone, coming up, thumping people, and just being just a football player. And so that's the thing I love about him, man. Happy for him, happy for his family. Good job, man, on the Cowboys on being fair to him, in my opinion, for his skill set and getting him a good, solid, short-term contract. So that's all positive and helps us be stronger in the back end, man, for, the next several years for sure.
I'm going to put two questions together on this one. So LVE basically signed a 2-year deal with Dallas. What does that mean? And what does that mean for Bobby Wagner? I'm going to start with you. Who did I start with? I'm going to start with you, OC.
Yeah, I mean, LVE is a complementary piece, man. He's not a centerpiece. He's a guy that knows your offense, knows your defense, and a guy that ran well, started to come downhill the second half of the season, being extremely physical, really playing for his life. That's what I saw. I saw a man that was playing for his life. And so he was rewarded with a short-term deal. Again, notice the theme, a 2-year contract, even shorter than Donovan Wilson. So he's a guy that you have as a security blanket, as a guy that you want to make some plays for you at the Sam or the Will linebacker, and a guy that you're going to eventually replace with younger, better linebackers as soon as you can get a hold of them and as soon as you can get them up to speed and get proof of concept in terms of training camp and some preseason games, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Wes.
This is my thoughts, man. I'm trying to really look at his contract, because typically when the Dallas Cowboys give someone this is what I say in contract negotiations. If I was ever an agent, I would never let my client sign a 2-year deal, because in my opinion, a 2-year deal is literally a 1-year deal with a tryout. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Where you literally got to play good. And my thing is this: if we're gonna try out for any team, it needs to be for everybody in the NFL. Me personally, I'll sign a 1-year deal before I sign a 2-year deal. It's either going to be 1 year or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But 2 is out of the question. So typically when the Cowboys do that, and if we look, I don't think they put it up there, but typically there's always an early out. So this will probably honestly be a 1-year deal with the possibility of like $1 million or some small amount of dead cap money. So if it doesn't work out, you can just let him go the next year. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, listen, one thing I know about, there's 2 ways you can get a middle linebacker. You either go get a guy and let him develop and go with the lumps and bumps, or you're going to go do what the Ravens do and just go give somebody $20 million a year and say the problem's fixed. Cowboys are not going to do that. So if you're going to go with a guy like Clark as your middle linebacker as the future, he needs games. He needs games to play well, and then he also needs games where he can play bad and then come back from that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's a better Band-Aid than Gilmore. I still believe Gilmore's a Band-Aid. You know what I'm saying? If the Porter kid's there at 26, you take him. You take him. Like, I'm not, anything that I'm doing. The cool thing about these moves is, I'm going to tell you this: none of the moves that I'm doing right now stops me from changing my draft board. And honestly, you still need Bobby Wagner. You know what I'm saying? We should still be saying Bobby Wagner.
Yes.
Because we need Bobby Wagner. We needed Bobby. Listen to me. We have 2 linebackers.
Right.
Remember, guys, we're not trying to improve a player. We're trying to improve the room. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? In a 17-game season, nobody's going to play 17 games. Everybody's going to miss a game. I promise you, for Dak's career, he's going to miss at least 1 game every season. Yeah. Nobody's playing 17 games. So you need that rotation. So that's why I think I believe the same. I said this on my show earlier with Law. I said, man, if Jeff Heath is my worst safety, it's my best safety, we in trouble. But if Jeff Heath is my worst safety, then guess what? We good. I see it the same way to LVE. Bro, if you're looking at me and you're telling me LVE is the best, is going to be our best linebacker, bro, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We got to get LVE in a situation where we at least have a guy that's either as good as him or preferably better. So you still need Bobby. You still need Bobby Wagner.
So
Like, let's not do that.
Before you go, Law, Jane Slater, thank you, Star. She said, Jane Slater said, can confirm the Cowboys kicked around the idea of Darius Slay. Ooh, that would have been dirty. I would have loved it too. I would have killed Philly on Twitter. Ooh, they would have hated my guts.
They ate all of their words, man.
I would have made them. Yeah. I would have. But I like Gilmore better. As for Bobby Wagner, I'm told that's probably out with the LV deal done. So, Law, go ahead.
I can live with Bobby Wagner deal being moved on if the money is not there, even though I would love to see Bobby Wagner on this team. 6 sacks last season, 2 INTs, and was rated the best linebacker in the NFL last season. If he's doing that at washed, you know what I'm saying? You can only imagine if he's washed and he's better than what LVE production was. Man, that's crazy. But the thing we've been talking about with LVE was with speed, right? He's lacking of speed, and his depth tackles are like one of the worst in the National Football League. The things that LVE benefit from with us having him on this team is cover. You know, he can cover the hook area pretty well, but when it's time to go to sideline, he's a little late there. So this shouldn't change up our draft board at all if Trenton Simpson is there. And if you really like what he brings to the table, pick him up. Drew Sanders. We talked about Jack Campbell, Henley. We talked about him on the show, as well as Overshawn. We talked about those boys. So the Cowboys still need to do their homework. And even inside conversations, boss, we talked about how Harper was saying, shoot, give me that dog on bone.
Man,
I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to give it back.
Yeah,
so Harper, Harper 4-4 guy now.
Yeah, he
4-4 guy.
He's a 4-4 guy.
He's, look, everything that we like how old boy hit, Harper hit just like, Harper played just like my guy, my guy who we just signed today, man, it's the tip of my tongue. Dono. As far as that hitting, Harper hit like Dono, but Harper's bigger.
And Harper fast. Harper's sideline to sideline guy, man. He is a sideline to sideline cat, and he's gone. So I love him, man. I can't wait to see this kid on the field.
Wait till y'all see him. Y'all gonna be like, shoot, why we even entertain this? You know,
for real. Go ahead. I can hear you, Wes. What did you say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, man, he's definitely a run stopping linebacker. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was kind of surprised. Like, there's some questions. Like, I think we should do a whole show on, like, man, if we could ask Jerry Jones anything, like, or ask these defensive coordinators anything. Like, I love Dan Quinn, but there are some weird stuff that he did that I didn't understand. Like, why did Clark play but Harper didn't? Also, why did Trayvon Diggs get more safety coverage than the opposing second corner did? Those are two things I would just like. And listen, I trust you, Dan Quinn. I'm just seeing me and my film watch has posed those two questions because they, like, I never understood that. Why would you change Clark coming off of injury? Harper was 100% healthy, and like they didn't even give him an opportunity. So I'm like, I'd be curious, like, were we just like, what was the thought process behind that? And then, like I said, the second question I'd ask him is, why did you feel that Diggs needed coverage instead of like Xavier Rhodes? Like, think about this.
Yeah, he kept rolling coverage that way. Y'all helped me out with that too. Yeah, it was weird, man.
Hey, that's why you know you
another thing, Wes. I got something else that's weird.
That film, Law.
I got something else that's weird.
Yeah,
this was weird. Jabril Cox.
Super weird.
That was weird, man. Like, WestCoast.
Ultra weird.
Yeah, bro. Like, you right. And I'm glad, see, Wes. See, I'm glad you're here today, dog. Because everybody ain't comfortable with speaking truth to power. Like, we start loving these coaches and we don't question them no more. I'm glad that we asking this question because that's a real question, especially with Harper, because Harper did hurt his Achilles. But at some point he was healthy. You know what I'm saying? So now you're right, man. That's a legitimate. Do you have something on that Cox, OC?
Man, I just think that Cox, man, is your big nickel, man. He's your big nickel. And I think that, he never really got his fair shake. I don't know if it was some undertone stuff. Like, I even made a joke about it before. Like, did he break up with somebody's daughter in the front office? I mean, did he hurt somebody's feelings? Like, what did he do? Is his leg okay? It just seems real strange that he didn't really get a lot of snaps. And I really can't really make a good reason out of it. He's a talented guy. He's good in space. He's a good enough tackler. He can cover downfield. He can definitely cover in the middle of the field. So I don't see any reason why he's not getting some play time.
I got something else for y'all, man. We gonna go around the circle with this. So James Slade out here just breaking hearts. She just breaking everybody heart. She just breaking hearts. Jay, don't do me like that, baby. Jay say, to address my mentions, not sure why D-Hop / Cowboys talk is coming from, but my sources tell me they haven't approached it and nothing there right now.
Oh man, we finna sign up tomorrow, man. Yay! D-Hop, go to Michael Parsons' tweet, because Michael Parsons been talking about D-Hop this time. You come on now.
Man, you working me low. Let me
I
get
think
to
it went
work.
over my. It must have went over my head. Say the tweet one more time, because Did
All right,
she
let me
saying
go back to
the
this.
Cowboys have talked to him, or they haven't?
They have not. They haven't even approached him. Yeah, no approaching at all.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard. That's what I thought you said. That's what I
No
thought.
approaching. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thing is this, right? If you go look at D-Hop's contract, go look at his dead money, and you ask yourself, is Arizona really going to pay him that? While they're actively telling him you can trade? I'm going to be honest with you. Hopkins will probably get released. You know what I'm saying? Because they've already shown that and I'm gonna tell you, if nobody's trading for him now, he's probably not. They're probably not gonna be offered. And I'm gonna think like this: if I'm an NFL team, we're probably on Sport Tech right now, looking at that debt money, and we're saying, if Arizona is already telling you that you can go look for a trade, that is signification that they really don't want you. So why would they pay that cap? If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, if you want Hopkins, I would wait till they release him. I think he's gonna get released. Because if you don't, there's no way you don't go from trying to trade someone that didn't pay. I think his dead cap is like 18, 19, 20, no, it's like 26 million. I think it's over 20 million though. Like that's part of the reason why they want to trade him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think they'll get into a position where they'll probably have to release him. But listen, I think the Cowboys will literally trade for two players that I know of by name that actually have a jersey that you can buy at a store somewhere in the same season? No.
That dude, LVE, is smooth. I see how you did that. LVE, he showed up with his nice collared shirt.
He really got screwed, though. Really think about it. Really.
I see how you playing the game. Ooh, I see how you playing the game with your collared shirt. Yeah, what was you talking about? Look up.
Oh man, I know he tweeted somewhere about D-Hop, and I'm trying to look for it myself. It was sometime on, today is the 14th, so yeah. Let me see if I can find that D-Hop tweet.
Why you looking it up?
Going.
Why you looking it up? I gotta be
Yeah.
messy, bro. I got to be messy. Hey, y'all still love Howie?
Howie Rose.
Roseman?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he do a good job. I mean, the way they figure out things and the way they consistently can stay after. I mean,
He can kick rocks to me, man. This dude.
I know y'all don't like us saying positive things, but
Hey, go back to
can
that
be
picture.
No, Wes.
You can be positive all you want.
No,
I'm just saying this dude
no,
ain't
no,
better than Jerry
Wes,
Jones. That's all I'm saying. He ain't better than Jerry.
Wes, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm on your side, and I've even extrapolated this to several fights with Boss Cowboy about this very topic. That man, look, he did a good job, man. He did a really good job putting that team together, making it competitive, man, and do what he had to do.
Who better?
The last year overall, man.
No, I ain't talking about last year.
The last year.
Let's say the last 5 years.
What? The last 5 years,
team building
wise, I think he was better because of the fact that they won a Super Bowl like 5 years ago. Didn't they win a Super Bowl 5 years ago?
Man,
Okay,
I
well,
found that,
pretty close.
tweet for
So-
you, Boss. I found a tweet for
So
you.
about
man. I
5
put it
years
in
ago,
your
yeah,
email.
he was better, man.
I mean, my thing is this. I'll say it like this. They have the most fluctuation. If you really look at it, the most fluctuation at the most important position in our division is Washington Commanders and the Eagles. Because the Eagles had Carson Wentz, but then they had Nick Foles take them to the Super Bowl. But then they had Jalen Hurts, and you know what I'm saying? So if you look at fluctuation, I think the Cowboys have probably had the most solid situation because Dak, for the most part, has always been here, except for these, little injuries in here and there. But the fact that you've gone to 2 Super Bowls, man, you were in the playoffs the year. They went to the playoffs last year, and then they went to the Super Bowl the next year. Like, I don't even mind saying that he's the best GM in football because GMs don't actually physically play football. But think about this. I'm gonna tell you this right here. The best GM in football can create a team that can get to the Super Bowl, but he can't create a team that can consistently beat the Dallas Cowboys.
That's the point. That is the whole point right there. You just proved my whole point. Dak is 8-3 versus that sorry sucker. What you mean, West Coast? What is going on with you, man?
No, I'm just saying like this. No, I'm because
Stand on your square, Wes.
Man, hold
Stand
on,
on
man.
your
He gonna
square.
stand on the square. He don't need no help from you, OC. He don't need no help. West Coast, he know how to box on his own. I've been boxing with West for years. He don't need your help. Go ahead, OC. Go ahead, dog.
There's 2 ways you build a team, right? You can either build your team to win your division, or you can build your team to get a conference finals, right? Conference championship, right? But sometimes, I'm gonna keep it real. The Cowboys, we are building our team to beat our division.
Right.
The Eagles,
What you supposed to do? What you supposed to do?
The Eagles built their team to play really well against non-conference. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they really excelled. Like, think about this: the Giants took their ass to the wire, bruh. like even the Commanders took their ass to the wire. So it's like, I think the Cowboys, I think that the Eagles' biggest issue is they don't respect they don't respect us because they're like, as long as we split the Cowboys 1-1, we're good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're gonna, and honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's what the Eagles are gonna try to continue to do. Because think about this, they split with us this year. In one game, had us the 5th freaking seed.
Yeah, and on top of that, the only thing that I can look at this would be it's still too soon. I got to see what the Eagles are going to do this season. Although they are vacating a lot of guys, here's the difference between a lot of people getting up out of there getting like this.
Yep.
But if the Eagles fool around and find themselves back in the playoff next year, we're going to be eating a lot of words. So I look at it like this: from what Howie does versus what Jerry do. Howie, his feet gonna be put right back to the fire if the Eagles don't go back to the playoff nor see the Super Bowl, which I really believe that's what's going to happen, by the way. So when I look at Howie right now, there's no more comfortable bed for him. He's gonna have to redo what he just did last season. So that's the difference between Howie and Jerry. Jerry can literally say, well, oh shucks, we got next year. Howie, he got to be like, damn, I got to figure out ways to make sure I get back to the playoff. If not, I can lose my job, because he was on his way out until this year. Because I seen a lot of people had signs talking about, hey, Howie, we apologize, Howie. We love you, Howie.
They were running
really
him out.
care for you, Howie. But they was just dogging the man,
Yeah.
So hey, that's what pressure do. Pressure bust pipes. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm gonna tell you what's more important. I mean, not more important, but more impressive is, bro. Listen, Howie also did that in the middle of them changing out their entire quarterback, their entire damn near half their weapons, and they went and got a whole new offensive coordinator. Listen to me. There was a point where everybody that he had on the team, Howie was the only Eagle. He was the only Eagle left. They got rid of the head coach, offensive coordinator, and then think about this. They then turned around and did it again because they lost their offensive
I'm just
coordinator.
happy to see Wes. I'm just happy to see that the defense is melting like ice cream in the summer. I just love it. See, and we would have stuck it to them if we would have got Slate.
That would have been a cherry. But we build like what my guy Will McClay can do, you know, and that's why when you say who builds a better team, you would have to ultimately lean on the Cowboys because collectively, we are built to maintain, whereas they build their team to risk it all.
Spikes.
And
they have spikes. We consistent.
Cardiacs.
What did you want on that DeAndre Hopkins?
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Then I'm gonna have to be firmly against you. Give me a spike in 2023, and I will worry about 2024 when it comes. Jesus is gonna come back. We might not even see 2024. Y'all tripping.
That's what I want. Hey, that's what I want.
No, I ain't tripping. I don't want no spike. You keep I don't want no spike. I want us to do it just how we doing it. Where we contending every year, and the only thing we needed to change is Kelly Moore.
Lord, don't listen
I
to
will
them.
take 2 bad
Don't
years.
listen to next year. And don't listen
Give
to
me
the
a
OC.
Super Bowl.
Don't listen to them. Jesus.
Give me a Super Bowl. Give me a Super Bowl. I will take 2 bad years. I'll deal with it. I will deal with it. Give me a Super Bowl, and you know what? If you need to rebuild, I'll be patient because you won a Super Bowl. But don't tell me we gonna contend for the next 20 years.
Philly won a Super Bowl. I'm so sick of you giving them stuff they ain't earned, dog. You keep giving them Super Bowls, OC. Why do you keep giving Philly Super Bowls? They didn't win the Super Bowl. They lost. So why
they won one? They won one. They won one, boss. 6 years ago. They won a Super Bowl. Did they not?
I'll take it. Give me that one. Listen to me. I am a man who is very easy to please. Give me a Super Bowl.
Wait a minute now.
We should have had a Super Bowl this year and last year if we would have got rid of Kelly Moore. It wasn't the talent. It was Kelly Moore. I'm sick of it. Hey, hold on real quick. Let me go to this because I don't won that debate. I won that debate easily. Hey, what you got on this? What you got on this, Law? Because I won that debate. I'm done with that.
Did I read that correctly? Go ahead, Wes.
Go ahead, Wes. You want some more? Come on, Wes. Get some more.
My only question is this. Everybody close your eyes. Put your finger, your hand in the air. Listen to me. Now put your hand on your the other hand on your pocket. You got a Super Bowl ring on this finger, and you ain't got no money in the right pocket. Are you happy? Man, I'm happy. Bro, I will figure it out. You tell me, listen to me, if Jerry Jones is so good with the money, run it up and then figure it out the next year. That's real.
Wes. Hold on, Wes. Here's my final thoughts on this before we talk about Parsons. We were 12-5 last year. I think that all we needed to do is just tell Jerry, make 1 or 2 moves, man. 1 or 2. We don't need to do the whole Howie thing. We are built to swim on top of the water and under the water. You know what I'm saying? So we just asking Jerry to make 1 to 2 moves. And I might be greedy and say, can I get 1 more, Jerry? But just get 1 or 2, man.
Hey, Law, you want to know why they had to reinvent the wheel, though? See, I'm gonna tell you how good God is. Actually, I ain't gonna call Dak God, but I'm gonna just put his name in there. I'm gonna tell you how good Dak is. Dak is so good that you'll never be as bad as the Eagles were at their worst. Like, bro, at worst, Dak is gonna win you 10 games. At worst.
Yeah, at worst.
They don't have that assurance.
They don't have that.
The Eagles don't have that assurance.
Yeah.
They don't have that assurance with Jalen Hurts.
They don't. That's true.
Like, at worst, Dak is going to win 10 games.
10 games. 10 to 11 games.
I see.
That's
at he never
worst.
Had a losing season outside of the year that he got hurt, and you can't really count that one. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that. At worst, at minimum. Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. This is likely gonna be our last topic unless y'all
this
go
boy
crazy.
said he don't want no spike. Oh my God,
I don't want no spike. Hell no, I don't want no spike. I mean what I said. Man, listen, we might have to do our own show on that and fight. We got to do our own show and fight on that, dog. I know you want the box right now. You want to go ahead and box? Okay, you get the first words because you want to box this out because I like exactly how we doing it, bro.
Boss, listen to me. We both have children who have not seen Super Bowls. Bro, you are not telling me.
I see what your dilemma is. I see what your problem is.
Me,
you think that our problem? You think we didn't get to the Super Bowl because of talent? That's what you think, huh?
No, I'm just saying. I listen to me. I want a Super Bowl no matter what the cost is the next year. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I can agree
No
with
matter
that.
what
I can agree with that in principle. In principle, I agree with that. In principle, I do agree with that. But what I'm saying, which I don't think you feeling me on, is that talent is not our issue, dog. So we don't got to be like
talent. We're talking about winning the Super Bowl.
But see, Philly ain't winning no Super Bowl. Why you keep giving them a Super Bowl, OC?
Get your boy OC.
6 years ago, they won the Super Bowl, bro. They 6 years ago. So let me ask you a quick question.
They was given that Super
Boss.
Bowl. They was given that one, dog. They was not judged according to the same standards of Dez Bryant. 2 of those touchdowns, according to the Dez Bryant rule, should have been called back. I'm tired of Cowboy fans sucking up to Philly, and it got to end. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all of this. And Dak is 8-3. He is 8-3 versus Philly, and y'all acting like Howard is running loops over him, and he is not.
Well, my question.
Come on now, I need y'all to.
One question.
Come on, rock your star. All of this division is too much.
But think about this.
One quick question, boss. One quick question. Hold on, Wes. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Wes. So, boss, are the LA Rams a bad team?
What? Right now?
Are the LA Rams a bad team?
Right now?
Do you think they're bad? Do you think they're a bad organization?
No.
Okay, they won a Super Bowl last season. They didn't make the playoffs this year. If the Cowboys won a Super Bowl last year and they didn't make the playoffs this next year, would you give them a pass? Would you be okay?
Of course not.
Okay.
I would be okay.
My point made, man. Fine. That's over. We're done.
See, listen, I already hold on. I already know the game. See, he's so slick. Now, hold on real quick, Wes. I gotta explain this wee-woo bull crap.
Oh, you gonna educate?
Yeah. No, wee-woo, huh? This is wee-woo.
Oh, you see this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee-woo.
So let me explain the wee-woo that the OC always does. And I'm gonna tell you, he trying to play y'all. People in the chat, he trying to play you. You know what he always does? He go to the low-hanging fruit, and he throws out buzzwords that you can't say no to, like Super Bowl. See, the last time we had a debate, he said,
"I'm just buzzword."
Shut up. Nah, I heard it. Because this is what you did the last time. The last time he tried to pull this wee-woo, he said, I'm just trying to be like New England, who won multiple Super Bowls. See, he throw out that type of stuff because he know once you say that, you can't counter it. That's so slick, dog. But see, you ain't gonna run it. You ain't gonna run no game on me, and you ain't gonna run no game on that chat like that. Just take your L. What was you gonna say, West Coast?
Listen to me. As a mature Cowboy fan, though, what else matters, bruh? What is we talking about?
Of course, the Super Bowl matter, but see, this is
what is the butt? What is the butt?
Really bump me, bro? Did you really bump me, dog?
What is the butt for? It should have been the ultimate thing is to win a Super Bowl.
That's always the case. That's always the case. That's always the case. I agree with that. So we don't disagree on that.
Let me find out.
Good. All right, here we go, man.
I ain't gonna call you Stephen Jones. I ain't gonna do you like that.
You might as well. On some things, call me Stephen Jones, bro. On some things, I'm rocking with Steven. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna piss y'all. Get ready to get pissed. I'm cool with the middle, cause you know a whole lot of people was like, "Oh, Jerry pissed me off," cause he said he want to be in the middle. The middle is what we are right now, where we signing people like Gilmore, and they having to give up 9 starters on defense. I want to be right there. That's where I want to be. I want to be in a tweak. I don't want to be on no hatchet. Y'all want hatchets. I want tweaks. We different. It's okay. We different. All right, here we go.
So, boss, last question.
Yeah, y'all still want to fight even though I clearly won? God damn. Law ain't even said nothing, bro. Y'all being so rude to Law.
Man, I'm just looking at it like, I'm looking at what the Kansas City Chiefs been doing, building within the trenches on offense and defense. And then they are, I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but they've been there 3 times though in the last 6 years though. So they've been there 3 times. And I look back at their quarterback and the 2 times that they won it. The 2 times that they won it was a complete team situation. The quarterback, all he had to do was just stir things the right way. And I'm not putting anything against Pat Mahomes because he is one of the greatest already. But it just goes back to how we look at that team and how they build. Hey, we could be similar to that team there,
Right.
opposed to whatever going on in Philly land. But go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, man.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know
conversation.
real quick. Big, he gave me an update. Only thing that's going on with Big, he's still trying to get in the show. Is he having a problem with his mic? So I keep seeing y'all ask about Big. It's a lot of love for the big homie. He going through Murphy Law right now.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this too. Like, shout out to all those people that be like, "Oh, Dak Prescott's only good if he has an All-Pro this and an All-Pro that and an All-Pro this and an All-Pro that." Well, if you go look at the All-Pro list, guess what? 2 teams were tied with the most All-Pros: the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers. Those are all teams who all ended their season better than us. So it sounds like the team that is trying to have the best team wins the championship.
That's not true though, because the best team last year was the Dallas Cowboys. We was better than the Rams. I don't care what nobody say. We was better than Philly. We was close to Kansas City.
We were not
on talent. See, because it wasn't the best team because we had the best team. It was the best team mixed with the best coaches. See, we had one particular coach that was in the way of the team. So I put it like this: if you put that Dallas Cowboys with McVay, and I guarantee you this, if you put the same Dallas Cowboys with Sean McVay, we win at least 3 Super Bowls over the last 5 years under Will McClay, because that team was coached better than what Kelly Moore was doing with our offense in big games.
But I will say this though too. A part of the reason why these Dallas Cowboy teams couldn't beat these 49ers that they lost to twice in playoffs is 1, you could not score, and 2, you could not stop them from running the ball. So it's like, even if Sean McVay, think about this, that's part of the reason why Sean McVay couldn't beat the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he beat them one time in like the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And that was in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. Like, these teams, listen to me. These teams that fundamentally tackle well, bro, your scheme is not going to work. I said this. My first video after we lost to the 49ers, I said this. The Dallas Cowboys are going to have to pick between Dak Prescott or Kellen Moore because both of those guys together do not have a scheme together that will beat the 49ers. The reason being is because, like you always say about the hooks and gliders and stuff like that, you can't do that on a defense that tackles really good. You just can't do it. It does not work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I say, like, for me, I don't think that we were the best team, like, on talent-wise, but you got to add in the paper. And then think about this. The 49ers are doing it without the talent at the position.
You see that?
Yeah, B-Bird.
Yeah, B-Bird. Hey, B-Bird, now Big was really trying to get in the show, big dog. That's why we got this picture of him like this. He was
just
trying,
here.
bro. He was just here, bro. Like, everybody cool, bro. It ain't no beef with nobody. Trust me, it's no beef. Like, obviously we all alphas. Is every now and then we butt heads like we doing right now, but it ain't nothing personal between nobody. Like, Big, and let me tell you something. Big, the type that will want to come for a fight. You saw what he did last week when he came out with the shotgun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it ain't no problem. Nah, we ain't trying to fool no. I ain't trying to play nothing. Now, Big was really trying to get in the show. He been texting me this whole time, and he told me his mic is off. I can show you. Do y'all want me to show you? Do you want me to just put my phone? God, dog. I gotta do all that. My boss said I just checked in. All right, cool. Now, all right, I'm finna go ahead and change the subject because I won that debate easily. All right. So this the deal.
Self-proclaimed.
Oh, man, I won that debate. Come on, you know that. All right, so check this out real quick. Now I'm going to just open this up and we're going to get into our final words after this. Who on this?
Hey, but you did get that tweet, though. My bad. You did get that tweet, though.
You ready to talk about that? I've been having it up for the last 30 minutes. You ready?
Yeah, let me just say it right quick.
Dive.
Yeah.
Go for it.
DeAndre Hopkins, it's about that time with the eyeball. So Hey, Parsons been on the banging on the table about what this team need to do in this offseason. He did proclaim that he wanted LVE, by the way. So if LVE is here, may have to thank Parsons for that. Also, he said that he want a big body cornerback, and I look at it. I don't think that Gilmore is a big body, but he brings physicality, and we can all see video of Michael Parsons going up to Gilmore, shaking his hand, wanting his jersey. So the other thing, his other wish list for this offseason was a defensive tackle. So maybe they address that in the draft, or they may address it after the draft. But so far, Parsons is getting the things that he said he want. So hopefully, D-Hop will be the cherry on the top. But
You
go
say
ahead, y'all.
D-Hop, and see,
D-Hop.
and that goes to what James Slater said. They're not even having no discussions at all. They haven't approached him at all, according to James Slater. Now, this is the thing real quick. And then Stargazer said, Law, tell the group what Twin said about Dak if he was a Niner.
Oh, he was a Niner. He said that they would have won, I think, multiple Super Bowls by now. Yeah. He let me know about that all the time. He fits right on in a West Coast scheme, and on top of that, you think of Dak Prescott and his ability to escape and get on the edge there, and how they utilize their receivers is a whole different world from what we was doing.
So Wes and OC, I'm sorry to give y'all this L, but the chat is agreeing with me. I'm being honest with you, man. I know this disappointing y'all, but y'all really did take this L. I'm not just talking, bro. Y'all, this is a major L. Like Dwayne Moore said it with the super chat. He said all the talent in the world doesn't get it without good coaching. You think Mahomes would thrive under Kelly? No. Exactly, he wouldn't thrive under Kelly. So
if a dog should wouldn't have won that first Super Bowl
easily,
because they had to run it. They had to run it against the Niners.
Exactly. So on this list, what else is priority that we gotta bring back? I'm gonna start because I've been letting y'all start. I'm gonna start. 2 people at this point. Only 2. Fowler, Hankins. Those are the 2 people that they have to bring back. Everybody else, disposable to me. Everybody else is disposable. All right, let me go around the circle.
I think that, I think that at the end of the day, Hankins is a great guy, and I think that you need to have him back. I think that Fowler, you want to have him back, but if you didn't have him back, I think you'll be okay. I think that Terrence Steele is the number one must-have, that you got to get him situated. You got to get him squared away. He met so much of that offensive line. We saw the run per carry average go down significantly with his injury and him not getting pushed. You don't need Jason Peters. You can replace that with a guy in the draft or a free agent because he's just too old at this point and he can't hold up, man. And no offense to him, God bless him. He's a Hall of Fame guy. But at this point, man, I don't think he's going to hold up for you if you need him a whole game. He played like 1 quarter. When they needed him to start, he played like 1 quarter, and that's all he can make. So I don't think just at this point his body was 40. He'll be 41 years old. His body's not where, he can play the game anymore for a whole game, that is. So that's my opinion.
Hey, and listen. When I said everybody else was disposable, I was definitely not talking about Steele. I assumed Steele was going to be a member of this team because of the tender. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I already counted him as on the team. So I should have been.
He technically has a contract, though. He technically has a contract for $3.3 million. A 1-year deal.
Right. Thank you, Wes.
It's just a contract. It's a contract with an option to go see other people if you don't like it, I guess.
Exactly. See, well said. So see, because I already told y'all my order of priority of free agents. Steele is number 1, Fowler number 2, Hankins was number 3. That was my list. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have Donovan Wilson on my priority list. You know what I'm saying? But those 3 I had on my priority list. But since you was talking, Wes, go ahead.
Shoot, man, I'm gonna give y'all 2 guys that nobody's gonna put up here, but I think they're a priority. I think Dalton Schultz, your tight end, is a priority, and I also think that your backup quarterback Cooper Rush is a priority. The reason why I think Dalton Schultz is a priority is because, bruh, listen to me, we're talking about playoffs. Well, let's just be honest with you. Out of all your weapons, who actually held you down in the playoffs? Dalton Schultz. If you had to vote right now, if we had to go back and look at stats, Dalton Schultz would be your playoff MVP. He had 3 touchdowns in the playoffs as a tight end. Never happened. Listen, I know y'all like to hold against him what he didn't do in the regular season, but that boy came to play in the playoffs. And to be honest with you, those are the type of guys you want to take in those type of situations. Like one of your first opportunities to really shine in a playoff game, and he played. You know what I'm saying? So out of these guys right here, yes, he's a priority. My backup quarterback is also a priority because my starting quarterback hasn't played a full season since 2019. And you got to be it like this. The Dallas Cowboys were 1 game out of first place, but at the same token, we were damn near almost 2 games out of being a wild card. So theoretically, one will say your quarterback is going to miss a game. So as of right now, if I know Dak is probably only going to play 16 games, there's a real high chance, bro, give me Cooper Rush to give me 1 win next year. I love all these rookie quarterbacks, but I'm cool. I'm not doing that. When I got to do this 4-1. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts. And, I don't think the NFL is so sold on Cooper Rush where it's going to be the money, but I think backup quarterbacks matter. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. In the playoffs this year, you had 4 backup quarterbacks play in the playoffs this year. Baltimore started a backup quarterback. 49ers started. They played 2 backup quarterbacks. And then Kansas City played a backup quarterback for like 6 plays. And then there was 1 more. Miami. That's 5, actually. I just gave you because I forgot freaking 49ers played 2 of them. So backup quarterbacks matter. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to trust that position with a rookie unless he's like a first-round pick rookie. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say on this list, give me Dalton Schultz and give me my backup quarterback.
No doubt. Well, he said priorities. I still look at it, whereas you got to solidify Terrence Steele. I don't want him dancing out there in the streets with someone else. So make that your number 1 business right there and get it going with him. I think that our run defense is very important for us to make sure we stout right there. So re-solidify Jonathan Hankins and get those 2 guys cemented in. Fowler, I think we can live without him. We got Sam Williams here. You drafted him in the 2nd round for a reason. You're still paying a hefty price tag for my guy D-Law, and as well as you got Dorrance Armstrong for another year at least. So just make sure you take care of that. Go into this draft. You got a lot of things that you can get from there. Far as Schultz, it could be a situation whereas he just outpriced himself as far as the market. He was looking for money that's north of Dallas Goedert. I don't think that he is going to get that here in these camps. So that will put him right over, as far as his contract base, will be right there with Travis Kelce. So I think that price tag is just too high. And that's just how it goes. I don't think that he was signed for another 1-year deal, and you sure didn't put him on a franchise tag. So I think the Cowboys are looking at this market and saying they can draft a tight end and live with it. And he could be a product of going to Chargers, right? That's where his boy at, Kellen Moore. So he might go there.
They say they're trying to get him over there.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe in him. I'm not going to debate you on this West Coast because everybody
I
got
don't
their
really
own.
think he's Kellen Moore's
Everybody
boy.
got their own. No, they actually said that. They said that.
Now he's Dak's boy. Dak is throwing more touchdowns.
Dak's boy.
No, he Kellen Moore's boy too because the system itself fit Schultz. But I'm not going to get into that.
I mean, that's good.
I just, because I already know Schultz is getting ready to be gone because they already came out and said that they ain't even talked to Schultz. So likely if you didn't even offer Schultz anything, well, you're right though. You also said this West Coast. There's been a lot of lies out there, so we'll see.
A lot of lies.
It's been a
Hey,
lot.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you something else about Schultz though, and that's all I'm saying. He's probably the best free agent tight end available right now, right? And he did not get signed. So all this Dalton Schultz getting $16 million, I don't see it, bro. I don't think anybody's gonna give him that money. That's why I believe
he come back with his hat in his hand and say, "All right, Cowboys,
He better
bend me over,
bend me over." He need to go ahead and bend because the only reason you do anything is because of this whole entourage system and feeding you them hot pockets. I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you this: Mike McCarthy,
Hot
every
pocket.
big let's think about this. All the big plays we think about Green Bay was played by what? A tight end. That's all I'm gonna say. 2016, it was a tight end that put our ass out the playoffs when he made that catch on the sidelines. That was not a wide receiver. That was a tight end.
Well, he dropped 2 big passes in the playoffs too. He dropped 2 big passes, man. That really hurt.
And that drive was bad because of him, because he didn't go out of bounds. Oh, weirdo, trying to be cute.
Right. And Dak threw 2 interceptions. Get rid of him too.
No. We talking about show.
Yeah,
show. See, that was slick. That was real slick. That was real smooth.
I like it.
That was smooth.
I like that, Wes. That was good, Wes. I like it.
That was good. That boy good. You got that button. You got that boy good button. You got that boy good button.
I don't have that, but
that was good though.
That boy good though. He's spicy with that one. Like, hey, Dak did through them 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that was smooth. Get rid of him too. See, West Coast.
I love Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott.
You quit.
Stay out of my inbox.
They coming for you, Wes. They coming for you from the east, from the south, from the north. They coming for you, Wes. Now.
Ooh, wait. All right.
I just want y'all to know I love Dak Prescott. Okay? I love.
Hey, and listen.
Politician that thing now.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna say something. Okay, I'm finna put everybody on the spot now, and I'm gonna add this to the final word. So I'm gonna say this the final word. Okay, first before I do this, I'm gonna ask everybody to grade free agency so far. Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody grade free agency as if it stopped right now. How would you grade free agency? How would you grade Dallas? Because see, I've been hearing a lot of, and I've been seeing a lot of shots at Dallas. We don't sign nobody the first week of free agency. I've been seeing that we ain't gonna never do nothing in free agency. But then free agency ain't even started. And we got us Gilmore, we got us Donovan Wilson back, and we got LVE. Is it, and I'm being real.
I'm gonna go first right now. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy.
I'm gonna give them in free agency a B+ right now. Before it even this is that's if it started today. I mean, if it ended. So because I'm seeing moves from Dallas before free agency even started that we all gotta kind of be humble about. We wouldn't have made this trade with Stefan Gilmore 2 years ago. It wouldn't have happened. So the fact that we actually was aggressive with this move, at some point, do we give front office at least a little bit of credit?
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Wes. Thank you.
You can literally have 5 black dudes up here pissed off right now, mad and yelling and screaming with all the stuff that they ain't did. Like, listen, man. And also, I'm gonna tell you something in there that people keep on probably the best free agency move that we did is you got rid of Kellen Moore, bro.
Thank you.
Like how much? Like if you think about this, how much percentage do you blame for Kellen Moore for our failures last year? Okay, well they got rid of that. So it's like, even if I was prepared for Kellen Moore being fired to be the only thing we do.
Yeah,
so
me too. That's real.
Let
me clap it up. Let me clap it up.
Anything we do is extra. Because when they fired Kellen Moore, I was like, you know what? Thank you, Jesus. I ain't gonna have to come on. Hey, boss, because you know when the Lord's been good to you.
Yes, I know when the Lord has been good.
When the Lord's been good to you, you ain't no Lord. Give me this. When the Lord's good, you just thank him, Lord. Just thank him.
Thank you.
I'm still thanking the Lord for getting rid of Kellen Moore.
Thank you.
You want to drop Gilmore on me? Oh, Lord. Shut up.
Wait.
Jesus.
Oh, see, go, bro.
Man, look, I'm not as light with the pen as you, Boss Cowboy, so I'm giving them a C. Okay. Because they brought back Donovan Wilson, good. They brought in Gilmore, that's a need, that's good. There are a couple key pieces on the offensive defensive line that they need to take care of, Hankins, and then also being sure that we don't let the light-skinned monster be courted by other people. So you need to sure up Terrence Steele. So right now, I'm giving him a C. I think they off to a decent start
of free agency. I like OC.
I'm giving them a C.
Business,
I'm giving them a C.
Boy, you
because it's more that you need to do. It's more that you need to do. You know what I mean?
This the start of free agency. You meanie?
You meanie?
I'm giving him a C. I'm giving him a C. I'm giving him a C, bro.
The OC.
I'm giving him a C.
No emotions, no friends,
We got most
no loyalty.
Straight
Hold on, let me
business.
get this done again.
Straight
This is real.
Put past.
OC.
Listen.
No emotions, no friends, no loyalty. Straight business in the chat.
Listen. We gonna say, listen.
Straight business.
Straight
The OC.
No emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
You gotta earn my A.
Listen, man, there's no way.
I don't grade on the curve. I don't grade on the curve, bro. I'm sorry.
I see.
Listen to me. It's not that we drive grading on the curve, but like my mama was never gonna buy me no tennis shoes over $100. Like she never was gonna ever do that, right? So for that one time that she bought me some $80 shoes, man, them $80 shoes felt like $100 to me, man, because you already know what you not like. What the Cowboys are doing are so much different than anything that they have ever done. Like, let's just be real. The Cowboys are doing new stuff that they haven't
done. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not even that I'm saying, listen, sometimes I think we judge people on the success of the idea that we have. But sometimes you just got to judge them on the actual idea because it might not be their fault that it don't work. Like if Gilmore come in here and he stinks it up, you know what, bro? We can't be like, oh, the Joneses suck. They suck. No, we still got to give them credit for trying because guess what? You lost Anthony Brown and you know what they did? They went to Walmart and they saw the first 7 dudes and was like, come here, backpedal. Are you good? Come here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did for corner. So it's like, one thing I know about the Cowboys, even if I can't give them a grade, we can all agree that they are low-key learning from their mistakes, man. And I'm going to tell you this, with Boss, what you said, with our roster already being good, and now our front office getting good, bruh, this might be the worst thing for the NFL, low-key.
Hey!
This might be the worst thing.
Man. So we lost 3 of our guys, right? You know, we lost 3 of them. We signed 2 of them, right? And we got an outsider as it relates to Gilmore. So it's right now, it's still incomplete right now. It'll be too soon for me to say anything as far as a grade A, B, C, or D, or even an F. It's just way too soon, boss. I love you, man, but I can't give a grade on this.
You gotta
right
give
now.
some grade.
It's gonna be.
You gotta get some, bro. It's part of the game. You gotta play the game. Just for right now. It's
gonna be S for satisfaction.
Oh, come on, no. You gotta put some type of stamp. Just for right now. It can change tomorrow. They can be dumb tomorrow.
The Jones done burned us too many times, and they say, okay, these people, they happy about this. We don't have to do no more now. We done hushed them up, just like the Anthony Barr deal. Remember that during the offseason, we were banging on the table.
So you ain't gonna give no grade, Law? You ain't gonna even get. And I'm saying just for right now, like
and that's why, and that's why I got a C, and that's why I gave him a C. To your point, Law. That's why I gave him a C because it's too much unknown.
You're meanies. All right, so this
it's too much. No, it's just too much.
I'm gonna change mine to an A minus. You know I'm gonna change mine to an A minus.
Give it an A plus.
A plus, damn it! I'm gonna give him an A plus. Let me tell you why. See, because I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give him an A plus. 110. You want that? You want that? All right, so I give him 110.
Go ahead.
You know why I'm gonna get? You know I'm gonna give him 110. You know I'm really give him an A minus. See, because LVE shouldn't be signed. LVE should be gone, and it should be Bobby Wagner. Then I would give him an A plus. But because they signed LVE, then I'm gonna give him an A minus. But this the deal. I also see what they low key doing, especially when you look at who gone. When you look at who gone. The fact that Luke Gifford is gone, that means they're going to move up them young boys. You know what I'm saying? Them young linebackers. I love that. They go play more special teams. They go be more active. They go get more developmental reps. I also like the fact that they getting rid of all the gadget players from Kelly Moore. So not really getting rid of, but I'm seeing an absence like Connor McGovern, all that Hope package, all that Noah Brown, right? That Hope package, that's gone now. You ain't got to worry about that. Noah Brown, he a number 4, but in my system, he can be a number 2. That's gone now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even just that they're retooling, they're also blowing away the remnants of Kellen Moore. A-.
Yeah, you're blowing it away. Now, are you grading this within the confines of a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
You're not grading this juxtaposed to what the Niners done did or what the Chiefs done did so far, right? You're just looking at it from
just our vacuum. If we going against San Fran beating us right now.
Right. So what they gonna be an A+++. If you was over there, if there's a boss for the San Fran, they would have an A++, right? If it was a boss Cowboy for Kansas City,
if we being under San Fran rocking, they did good, bro.
and you give if there was a boss Cowboy for the Eagles, you give them an F++.
You going too far. You going too far down, Law. You going too far down, Law. All right.
Wait a minute, they lose it. But I get what you said, though, man. This is a fun exercise.
This is. Yeah, that's what I want to do, bro. I want to do this exercise.
It's fun, but man, I had choices, man, at linebackers that they didn't do, and I'm not talking about LVE. Shout out to him for what he done for us, but I think that there were some options out there that we could have did a little bit better at. Now that I look at my guy Dono, I think the world of Dono. I think that deal as an isolated piece, even though I'm not looking at this as isolation, I give Dono deal for the 3-year deal. It made my voice get high. That's an A+ for me. That made me get high. You know what I'm saying? So
wait, I need to put that in the drop. I need to put that in the drop. That's a perfect drop. But that made me get high.
So I like it, man. But for right now, we got a hole now. I know how you feel in the OC, and I don't know about how West Coast feel about this, but I do know how I feel about losing Connor McGovern. Shout out to him for getting his bag, but now that's a hole at left guard. And West, we went over this. Ever since 2015, we've been looking for a left guard. Ain't that right, West? Is that what you?
I'm gonna tell you, I feel like it ain't no hole. It ain't no real hole to me.
Ain't no hole.
Well, there's no hole because you're gonna put someone there.
Right.
But who's that?
They already here. Avante Collins. Avante Collins. Yes.
The left guard.
Yes. He played guard at Pittsburgh and Minnesota, and he played guard for the Dallas Cowboys this year.
They don't even let Avante Collins play tackle. They damn sure they don't let him play guard.
Well, that's because they being stupid, but the answer is here.
Honestly, I think this is my offense.
We also got backup that we forgot. We got somebody that I'm gonna give y'all a hint. He from Nebraska.
Farniok.
Yep.
Matt Farniok.
Yep.
Lindstrom, you like them? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you see what I'm saying?
Still waiting to see, man. We got dark over here, man.
No, we don't. This is my problem.
No, Avante is not a free agent.
I got reservations, man.
24.
This is my only problem though with having a guy on the team replace him. They should have did that last year because Connor McGovern wasn't really a good guard last year. So it's like now I'm supposed to be hoping that guys that could not beat him or they couldn't even trust to beat him are supposed to be the default starter. And let's just be real. The way the Cowboys have done it, Connor McGovern got the starting job because why? Because someone got hurt. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get it because he earned it. And then Connor Williams, he got the job by default. Connor Williams was a tackle coming out of college. They just threw him in the guard position. No, man, go actually get someone or have some or mix. Honestly, bro, the West Coast system means that you're gonna have some nasty guards. I honestly think you need to put Tyler Smith at guard. I think you need to put Tyler Smith at guard. I think that I said this earlier.
See, that's why I wanted the OC. I wanted you to piggyback off of what he's saying off of that. I know we're wrapping the show up, but
no, we finna fight
he's speaking some valid points right here. In this system, we're gonna need athletic guards that can get in front of people, man. And I know, I feel y'all. I'm not gonna fight y'all on Connor McGovern because the thing is with Connor McGovern, he had concrete cement blocks for feet, so he couldn't be that pull guy. I don't know how he did such well at fullback, but shoot, he just was that dude that when his number was called, he was serviceable enough. So now I got to depend on Alex Lindstrom and Matt Farniok, who both of those boys can't stay healthy. Talk to me.
Well, Alex Lindstrom is more of a technical guy, right? His brother is a really, really good player at the Falcons, all right, who just got, I believe a new contract recently. So, I don't think he's going to be ready. I do think, though, it is worthwhile to look at Avante Collins, because if you look at the tape, and you go back, and we did several shows on this, right? You can go back and just go through our profiles and look at Avante Collins. Avante Collins was a good freaking guard for the Minnesota Vikings, and he played pretty good at Pittsburgh. He just didn't get his shake because of the fact that you had draft picks and you had guys already in the building. So that guy actually can play football. So that's viable, okay? Farniok didn't look that bad at guard, okay? And the times that he played this year, he did not look that bad at guard. Now, here's your third option here. You could upgrade this thing, and this is what I'm thinking the Cowboys secretly may be thinking about, right? If that Georgia guard is available in the second round, right out of Georgia, if that big road grade is available, I think the Cowboys get him in the second round. That's what I think. But Collins is not bad, man. I think that you got to go through a training camp and you got to go through the preseason, let him play at guard, give him a look, give Farniok a look, because Farniok didn't look bad. He actually looked good in spots playing at that left guard. If you really evaluate it, he looked good in spots. So
because
if you evaluate,
I see people in the chat like, y'all trying to make backup starters. I can't. Listen, we actually did the film breakdown. We did the film breakdown.
No, we did.
Listen, I believe you guys on the evaluation, and I get it. You guys, I know it makes them feel better when you say if you really evaluate it. Listen to me, I didn't really.
We showed it. It's not even about feeling. We showed the work.
I believe it. I believe the work. But this is my question: Avante Collins has played how many snaps as a guard in a Dallas Cowboy uniform versus how many snaps has he played as a tackle? Listen, I know what you guys see him, but the Dallas Cowboys do not see him as no guard. Like, they don't see him. So for them like this, that would be a whole, like, that's why I said it's hard for me to believe that they see him as a tackle. He's always been a tackle, and they don't even play him as a tackle. So if they're gonna move,
they'll put a ball there before him. Yep, keep going.
Thank you. So honestly, if you want Avante Collins on the field, put him at right tackle. My offensive line, what I said is Avante Collins still gonna play, because I want Tyron Smith. I told you guys before I die, I want to see Tyron Smith play left tackle one more time. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I don't believe that he just got injured and just don't know how to do it no more. Even though the Cowboys believe that, I don't believe that.
I got the perfect solutions. Man, what OC
and I also don't believe that Tyler Smith is better than Tyron Smith. So put Tyron Smith at left tackle, put Tyron Smith at left tackle, put Tyler Smith at guard. Then think about this. Then your soft spot is really your center, but you just surrounded your center with Tyler and Zach Martin. So now your center is certified. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Your center is not bad. He's just not good enough to help out. He's only good enough to do his job. So it's like when you start asking him to help Connor McGovern, that's why you can't run on the left-hand side. Like, you can't run on the left-hand side. Because your center...
I got the ultimate solution. Trust me, I got the ultimate solution. I'm finna show y'all. The ultimate solution right here.
D1 Jones, baby, or Project Jones.
You already hit it.
Paris Johnson Jr.,
yes,
baby.
Because if you go look at the CBS board, which is one of the best ranking boards, because I've been doing this every year. CBS is the closest every year to how the draft actually rolls out. It's not always perfect, but it's the closest to perfect. So their ranks are pretty accurate, right? So in terms of the scouting community and what they're thinking about these prospects. So you got people like DeJuan Jones, who's ranked around 36, right?
You know, that's my guy right there.
That's my guy too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got a 6'8", 360-pound tackle.
So is that bye-bye Terrence Steele?
No. What I'm doing is I'm moving Tyler Smith. I'm moving Tyler Smith inside with this plan.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Break it down.
To guard.
Hey, let's go.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Wes. I'm talking about taking this, not just him, it's other options out here as well. So let me show some of those options
Law
Real
said
quick.
the same thing. He just said the dude with from Florida State, which nobody's name, nobody. Or did y'all mention the kid from Florida State?
You mean
Are you
Florida?
talking about Cyrus? Osiris.
Yeah, you talking about the
Osiris.
guard.
Yeah.
That's the guard.
It's guard.
The guard,
He-
Osiris.
He's ranked number 50 West Coast.
So at 26, you wouldn't take him if he's there?
I would
No.
take one of
You
these
take him at
tackles.
56.
I would take
Yep.
one of these tackles.
Okay,
And this is
okay.
why I'm gonna tell you why I would take one of the tackles. Because when I'm looking at Hargraves, right, at San Fran, their biggest strength right now is their interior. So if you want to put strength on strength, put Tyler Smith inside at left guard. That neutralizes the strength of San Fran, and play your new first rounder at left tackle and let that person be the true replacement for Tyron Smith. And then you'll also have with Tyron Smith the best swing tackle in the last 50 years.
Think about this, boss. They're gonna negotiate.
Let me jump in here real quick. Hold on 1 second, man. Let me just get a couple things straight here. No offense to anybody here, but I just got to get a couple things straight. Listen, at this point in his career, man, Tyron Smith, when healthy, has played solid ball, but you know you can't count on him. The last 5 years in a row, he's missed significant time. So that's the issue here. Now, if you compare his rookie year with Tyler Smith's rookie year, Tyler Smith had a better rookie year.
Yeah.
Right? He gave up less sacks, less pressures, and was a dominant run blocker.
So
and
you
I'm
want
not
him to stay at
saying
left
average.
tackle?
No, dominant.
You want him to stay at left
I'm
tackle?
saying no. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm getting to that. Let me finish. I'm saying this. You don't have Terrence Steele that's going to be available at the beginning of the season. So what does that mean? You put Tyron Smith at right tackle, which is where he finished the season. Okay. Now you can draft an offensive tackle. I think you may be better off drafting a swing type dude that could play guard or tackle, because don't underestimate the difficulty of coming into the NFL and being at that left tackle position. That's not easy. What Tyler Smith did, people take it for granted. Trust me, I played offensive. That is not easy. That is super hard what he did. To even play that well, that's super hard at 20 years old. That's super hard. So you can't count on hitting lightning in the bottle twice and that you go get a rookie to come in here and do what Tyler Smith did. I'm saying you got to be ready both ways. You need to draft the swing. That's what I would do.
And think about this.
So at this point, we should be naming names. At this point, we got to start naming names too. You see what I'm saying? See, I'm naming specific prospects now. At this point, we got to talk about the prospects and the best prospects.
We need to do a separate show. We do a separate.
We
had a separate show.
I already did a show this morning on guards and tackles, so I'm already ready to have this discussion. When everybody want to have this discussion, I am. I really do want to have.
But let me say this though. Let me say this, boss.
Yeah,
this is a big one. So and OC, maybe you can concur. It is out of this draft. It is easier for the tackle to be moved to guard versus a guard to be moved to tackle. Is that a correct assessment on how these body types are? Right. So with the technically, with what we're saying, we can pretty much go through the guards that's in this draft and just erase them out of the picture and look at tackles at the 26 or with the 50, we had the 58 pick or something like that, and start looking at these tackles, because 9 times out of 10, it may be a DeJuan Jones. It may be a Broderick Jones. It may be the Paris Ford kid. It may be one of those guys, because I can't foresee the Cowboys going into the 2023 season just looking over that.
You can't. See, because look at this, bro. I picked 3 tackles that, to me, in my opinion, from my analysis, I'm not the OC. I'm not going to act like I know as much as the OC. That would be very, very prideful of me. I also do trust my eyes, and I do trust that I'm seeing 3 starter grade tackles that should be there around 26. I listed 3 names, not ideas, names. And some of these guys are hybrids, guard/tackles that can play both. You see what I'm saying?
It's gonna be one of them.
So, and that's what I'm saying, Lau. It's gonna be one of them. That's my point. What you
Who's
just
your
said.
3? Who's your 3, boss?
Antoine Harrison is one.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Hey man, if you get DeJuan Jones, I already know.
Hell yeah.
DeJuan
Jones is two.
he
DeJuan Jones is two.
All right.
Then give me 1 second. Let me just look at.
Is it Broderick?
Jones? DeJuan
Jones.
Jones is a reach at 26.
Broderick's, yeah, I mean, it's a reach to you.
Broderick
Jones.
Broderick Jones is the best out of the bunch in terms of his upside.
Yeah.
To me, he plays with the most power and tenacity. I think my Oklahoma tackle plays a little bit high. I think that he's sloppy with his hands, and he doesn't have a powerful base. Okay, and the reason why I like the Georgia prospect is because I think, Antoine Harris. I think that Broderick has a stronger base. Right, I think that Jones is a guy that's not really a first-round dude. That's my opinion about him. He is huge. He is massive. He got long hands. He's strong. I get all that, but that dude's not a first-round dude. He's going to struggle with speed and elite rushers at the next level. He's slow out of his stance. He has potential weight issues, and I'm not hating on him, but when you get up to 360, 375, man, you in my opinion, you get in dangerous territory. And I played with some really big guys, okay, respectfully to my ex-teammates. I played with some huge guys, and when you get over a certain weight, it begins to be problematic. And I'm just saying, that's not a risk I would take in the first round. But I think that Broderick,
you should take that risk. I'm gonna tell you why you should take that risk.
Skoronski is the number one guy. Skoronski is the number one guy. He's gonna be gone. He's a technician.
Let me tell you why you should take this risk though, because there's one thing you're not factoring into your analysis. One thing, you gonna feel me when I say it too, Duke.
Duke is amazing.
You see what I'm saying?
So I don't want.
No.
Duke is amazing.
So that's what I'm saying. When you take those prototypical tackles and then add them with superior offseason coaching, like what we did with Tyler Smith, you telling me we are reaching by having
DeJuan Jones? Yeah,
exactly.
You
take DeJuan Jones and put him with Duke. What you think gonna happen?
Tyler, hold on, boss. Hold on. I'm gonna get you straight. Tyler Smith is a superior, and was. No, I'm gonna get you straight. Because he's a superior prospect to DeJuan Jones. They're not on the same level. You're putting DeJuan Jones and Tyler Smith on the same level as prospects. And Tyler Smith
I'm not. I didn't even do that. You put words in my mouth. I'm not gonna debate what I didn't say, dog. I'm not debating what I didn't say.
He was a top prospect.
See, I ain't say what you said, and he wasn't a top prospect. Tyler Smith was the fit tackle on both of our lists. Me and you had him 5, so that wasn't a top prospect, OC.
Hey, and also,
that's first round.
Also,
go ahead, boss. Go ahead, WestCoast.
Go ahead.
Also, remember this: does Duke Mayweather play? Does he work for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes.
No. He does.
Yes.
No.
I thought he independent.
As a consultant, yes, he does.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yes.
As a consultant during the season, in the off season, y'all gotta think of it like this, man. You may draft a guy that already has his Duke Mayweather. Like that is a part of football that if Duke is not an actual coach of the Dallas Cowboys, like he is only going to get that type of training during the season as an athlete. These guys are with their own guys. You know what I'm saying? Like if he is not already
young pup, if you don't get out of here, how does young pup gonna come to the league and be like, I got my guy? Boy, you need to go sit down. Boy, let me tell you what I tell this dude. If he tried to come to me tell me I got my own guy, we be running hills together in Florida. I'm gonna say, man, if you don't get it, bro, you in the league now. You go work with the best trainer right now and quit playing.
Let me finish though. This is why this is so important, because if Duke Mayweather is not an employee of the Dallas Cowboys, who pays for that?
Well, shoot, he gonna have to come out of his pocket.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't just assume that we're just gonna grab and then, because Duke is not doing his services for free.
I know, man. You throw some money at Duke under the table, some cash. You understand what I'm saying? And you say, hey, dude,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know a guy. Listen to me. I know NFL players that are D tackles.
But we're not even just talking about DeJuan Jones, though. We getting too caught up on DeJuan Jones. That's why I said it's at least 3 prospects that I think would be good. Now, may I ask you a question, OC? Would you put And I know we going long. I didn't expect to go this long. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's why I suggested
man.
separate show. That's why I said separate show.
We should have did
Because
this
I already knew where this was gonna go.
We should have went to a separate show on this one.
We should have.
This is all right. We gonna pause. We gonna come back. We gonna pause this show because we need to debate this one out. This gonna be a debate.
OC, whenever you can, just let me know, man, when you come out with your top 5 tackles, because I'm going to dive deep in that, because I have a feeling that the Cowboys with the 26th pick or with the second round pick, they go on tackle. I just have a feeling
they should
because of how the moves are for this team.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I agree, and I'll do a video on it, Law, and send it to you. I'll do a video on it. I'm gonna do a video on it anyway because I need
you too, boss. You too, boss. You don't, you're top 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. I still don't know who my top 5 is. That's how
or
good this class is. This class taking me a while to break down. It was easier last year to say who the top 5 was. This one not as easy. These balls are kind of close to me, being honest.
Man,
but final words, man. Let's get into the final words. I'm ready to go. All right, so I'll kick it off. So in the final words, we off to, in my opinion, a good start of free agency. I told everybody that I trust the front office doing this part of the year. Now, other parts of the year, I don't trust front office. But this part of the year, I trust front office. I do know that they're very good at, for the most part, building talent. It's messy along the way. It's frustrating along the way. But when it all comes out, that cake is very delicious. So I believe that we're getting ready to go far. I'm loving all the common sense moves. It's actually starting way better than any of us had ever seen. Usually, West Coast, you'll say this yourself because me and you've been doing shows together for a while. Usually the first week of free agency, there's no news from the Cowboys. None.
Facts. That's why facts.
None. So the fact that we already got some action, outside action and inside action, and officially it has not even been a go yet for free agency, that's a good sign of the urgency that I'm seeing from the Cowboys. Another good sign that I'm seeing from the Cowboys is this way more silence this year than we've ever seen from the Cowboys. Have you seen Jerry or Steven throwing anybody under the bus? Have you seen them talking at Diggs? Have you seen them cheap shots? None of that has been going on. I think West Coast said it best. Is it a sign that our front office is learning? Can we clap it up for what West Coast said?
Hey, clap it up for them learning.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm encouraged with what I'm seeing so far. I think we're headed directly to where I think we can be. A Super Bowl team that's going to go to the Super Bowl and go win it. That's my final words.
Hey, can I go next?
Yeah, I think the Cowboys, and I'll be brief. I think
hold on real quick.
I think the Cowboys are in striking distance to do some good things in free agency. I like to see more. I think that the Cowboys will go offensive lineman, hybrid swing type tackle, because that's the recipe that's been really successful. Even if you look at Zach Martin, even if you look at the drafting of Tyler Smith, a swing, a guy that could play guard or also play tackle. And I think that they'll do that in the first couple of picks. So, exciting times, man. You guys stay tuned. And I think that it's more good things to come from the Cowboys. But so far, so good, man. Not bad. Off to a decent start with the beginning of free agency being tomorrow. So that's my final word.
And before you go, West Coast, this is the perfect time to talk about the ways to help all the channels, with the likes, with the shares, with the subs, with the money, all the things. Can you do all of that before you get into your final word?
Yes, sir.
We got a full house.
Hey, man, I appreciate, we usually do this at the beginning, but yo, man, I need y'all to make sure that y'all hit that star button and that super chat button, man. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. The Dallas Cowboys, at the end of the day, man, last season they didn't do their job, but guess what? Yo, content creators, man, we did our job. You know what I'm saying? We brought that content to you guys every single day. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Today did not feel like March 14th.
It did.
You know what it felt like? It felt like November-ish show most. Something was just happening. You guys want to know why? Y'all content creators did that for you guys, man. We've been live all day. Law been live all day. Boss been live. OC been live. Big James been. Bro, we have really been bringing content. This is my third. Like literally, I got off a live with Law to go back live with Law. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
With Law, that mess with Law was like, hey, I didn't know you was on the show. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know you was on the show. All right, bro.
I sure didn't. You messed me up, boss. I'm like, hey, West Coast up in here.
Like it was literally like we was two security guards coming in changing shit. Like, you work your shift.
That's facts. That's what happened too, bro.
Like, that's what's up. Let's get it popping. But make sure you guys reciprocate that, man. Make sure you guys reciprocate that, because I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. We, the Cowboys, in about a month are gonna go black. And it's going to be these content creators that are going to get you through July and June and them sorry months. So you know what? Stay home, get your focus on, get your notification on, and make sure you guys stay connected. Now, my final word, as far as everything, as far as the Cowboys, man, is, one thing Boss Cowboy always used to say this, man, and that is this, man. The reason why Jerry Jones is loved is because no matter what, he always gives you hope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this right now: when you be in this when you be doing this creator content and watching all this film, it kind of almost kills the fandom in you, because you be seeing stuff from different lenses that you really don't want to see it through. You know what I'm saying? But when you see moves like this, like today brought the fan out of me, man. Today, like, and I know you're like, oh, this is corny, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like today I saw a move and I was excited, man, and like. I typically don't feel that way unless I'm like going into training camp or like actually about to play a game. So that mess felt good, man. And I know how it feels where other teams, when they sign players, like it felt good today. And and salute the Cowboys for giving us hope, man.
Well said, man. Good final word, bro. Great final word.
Man, well put together, man. And hey, you guys continue to help this out. Share this content. Let people know where to go. If y'all could do us a huge favor, subscribe to all of our accounts, man, and help us grow. And yes, this doesn't feel like March the 14th of all of the other years. It's different. And shout out to that. I think that what Boss Cowboy said, your voice matters, and our voice is echoing. They know who we are when we approach them. And I'm quite sure that Jerry Jones and all of the front office, they see us and they say, God dog, man, these boys ain't gonna let up off of us. And that's what we do. We're gonna continue to push P, and we're gonna continue to apply the pressure the best way possible, y'all. And I appreciate y'all. This is therapy for me. I've been going through a lot, but when I talk Cowboys, it take my mind off of it. So if y'all see me live, man, that means I'm going through some stuff, man. But it helps me talking to people, man, and getting this off of my chest and my mind and going over things that we all have something in common. And that is the Cowboys. Regardless, we want to get to that 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We want to be the first team to get to 10 Super Bowls.
Yes.
But it starts now, man. So let's continue to build this plane, build these things together while we in the air, Cowboy Nation. Hey, let's go. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
It's time to
All right, that was the final word, man. Obviously, we gonna do this again with West Coast. It was dope, and we gonna keep rocking, man. Appreciate it, Wes. Appreciate it, Wes.
Let's go.
Let's go, y'all. Let's get it. And Big will be back, man. He was really trying to get up in here. He really was trying to get up. Big will be back. So y'all stay up, man. We go get it together. And y'all come back Thursday. We got that draft show. And y'all be looking at, we got a whole, safeties. We doing
Brian
safeties
Branch,
this
baby.
Thursday.
Brian Branch, man.
Oh my God, you brought. Okay, that's cool. Brian Branch, I was gonna shoot him down, but I'm gonna go take a look at him because I don't know why, but he ain't doing it for me. But I'm gonna go take a look.
He ain't doing nothing to you.
What? I might be tripping though. I might be tripping.
Y'all gonna say, I know you like Sidney Brown though. I know you like him. Do you? Or you like that tall boy, J.L. Skinner?
This whole safety class giving me some issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very few that I'm just like, You know what I'm saying? So, but it's still early to me. Like, I'm still giving myself room to see what others are seeing. I'm not going to act like I know it all on these guys yet. I'm not quite there yet. I'll be there in it soon, though.
Well, I always like to know this, man. If y'all in the chat, give me y'all top 5 safeties.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me y'all top 5 safeties in the chat.
Y'all stay up. It's the final word.